Today's podcast is brought to you by the film The Star City Murders, now available on Amazon Prime. Detective Frank Brody and his team have 48 hours to stop a serial killer before he takes his next victim. This crime thriller stars our very own Heath Santazzo, Michelle Lukes, Jason Graham, Amy Mata, and Tim Russ. Don't have a Prime membership? You can also find it on Tobie and other digital platforms. Check it out today. All right, everybody, welcome back. Oh my God, it's here again, our annual Top TV of the year. The year, of course, is 2024. We're here. We've got 7 all-star podcasters here. We're also going live on Facebook, so Mark Zuckerberg is watching us with that alpaca haircut he has. But we're not going to talk about that today. Today, we're here to talk all about TV. Check us out at dvrpodcast.com. Become a patron at patreon.com/DVR. We're currently covering Severance Season 2 with Heath Solo and Ando. And a very special announcement, in about 2 weeks, Gina and Jenny and I are going to be covering White Lotus Season 3. So we're very excited about that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Kind of a little bit of a whodunit. More of a social commentary, though, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun talking about those aspects. But let's get into it. It's been a year, folks. 2024. Been a year in our country and our world. In LA, Solo, shout out to you. And it's been a year in TV. And I want to start out kind of talking about what kind of year we think it's been. I'm going to start out with you, Mike, because you do a ton of stuff. Maybe introduce yourself, tell people where they can find you. You cover so many TV shows. I'm interested in your perspective on what kind of a year in TV you think it's been.
Yeah, man. So, well, first of all, I have a YouTube channel called One Mic. And on that channel, I review numerous shows, just stuff that interests me that I think is going to be good. If I find that it's not, I might stop reviewing it. But by and large, I'm usually watching or reviewing 3 or so shows at a time. And yeah, like you said, over the course of the past, I've had the channel for probably about 4 years now. And over the course of that time, yeah, I watch pretty much everything. And that's been consistent throughout those 3-4 years. So I do have a pretty strong perspective, I think, on the quality of television over the course of that time. And I think there's the simplest way to put it is to compare this past year, 2024, to 2022, which was the best year that I've experienced in recent memory. That year, and we all did this podcast in 2023 covering that year. In that year, I had 28 honorable mentions. I had shows in my honorable mentions that could have been like number 5. They could have been number 1 this year. This year, I struggled to even get a top 10. And then I have, let's see, how many honorable mentions do I have here? It looks to be about 10. So, yeah, like the quality for me was down this year. I didn't like as much stuff. There was very little that really, really blew me away. Like, we're going back to 2022, and I don't want to take up too much time, but just listed a couple of these. The Bear Season 1, Reservation Dogs Season 2, Industry Season 2, Andor, Better Call Saul Season 6, Severance, Barry, and House of the Dragon was in my honorable mentions that year because it was so strong. And when you follow that up with a year where it was almost, I found equal the number of disappointments that I felt worth noting as I did shows worth being in the top 10. And I thought that was pretty telling this year.
Wow. Okay. Well, I think there's some people that agree with you, but Solo, how do you feel about that? You had a little bit of a different opinion, I think.
I'm the total opposite. I thought this was a fantastic year for television, and I think a lot of it has to do with, especially looking at my top 10 and beyond, shows that were right in my genre, shows that I needed. And this is the most TV I've watched my whole entire life. I watched 50 shows this year from complete to end, not including rewatches or a couple of shows I watched I had to catch up on, but just new shows. I've watched 50. So I've been ranking them all year, and it was hard for me, actually, to create a top 10. My top 20, 25 is where I'm at.
Wow.
It was just a great year. I thought there was a lot of great stuff, and I enjoyed this year. So I'm totally on the opposite.
Positivity.
Thank you, Heath. That made me feel great.
Well, listen, you know what didn't make me feel great is we were talking so much on Facebook and everything. I forgot actually to let everyone introduce themselves before I launched in to ask you a question, Mike. So let's do that really quick, and then we'll get back. Obviously, I'm Axel. We have Gina with us. Say hello, Gina.
Hello.
Okay. Andy, how are you doing?
I'm great as always. Fun to be here.
Very good. Jenny, hello, Jenny.
She's muted.
Jenny's muted.
Well, that's what we like. No,
She's waving. That makes for a great podcast content.
Okay,
Oh, no.
we'll say hello. She's still muted. All right. We have
Oh, I thought I unmuted. I'm
There we go.
so sorry.
There she
Hello,
is.
everyone.
We're
I'm
still-
so happy to be
yes.
here.
And of course, we already spoke to Mike. He gave an intro. And Julian, can you say hello and tell people where they can find you and your awesome podcast that I love?
Hello. Yeah. Hi, everyone. It's good to be back with you all. I'm from the Tower of Babel podcast. We also do Small Screen Star Wars, which if we're talking about TV, I have some thoughts on Star Wars on the TV this week. So I have lots to say. I've watched a lot of TV this year. I think it's mostly mediocre. That's my general takeaway. It's a lot of good stuff, not a lot of great stuff, unfortunately. But that's okay. We'll get into it. But yeah, you can find everything we do, towerbabelpodcast.ca.
All right. I feel better now. Everyone's been introduced. Solo has a positive spin. Mike has a negative. Julian, the Canadian way, is taking the middle road of peace and love. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you guys should get ready because I don't think there's going to be a lot of peace and love
I know.
coming from the Canada very
it's
soon.
sad. I know. It's spreading everywhere, but not here. Jenny, what have you thought of this year of TV? Where do you fall on this spectrum?
I'm somewhere between Mike and Julian. I didn't find a ton of things that I liked. Part of that is my own fault, which we may find out, as Andy reminded me earlier, that a lot of times because I forget to take notes through the year, I will forget about TV shows, and when people bring them up, I will be like, oh, yeah, that should have been on my list. So I may find a few of those, but I did kind of feel like it was mostly, we had some good TV, like Julian had said. I didn't find a whole lot of great TV, but I did enjoy quite a bit of it. So, I mean, I did find 10 to put on here, and I have probably at least a few others that I also enjoyed through the year. I mean, I didn't put any of my reality stuff on there, and I feel like, obviously Salt Lake and New York of the Real Housewives, they didn't finish in 2024, but they started in 2024, and they've had great seasons of both those shows. But they're not on my list. And I've watched some of the Traitors and the House of Villains and some of that other fun stuff. And it's been fun and entertaining, but it's nothing that I'm going to put on my list.
Yeah,
So
nothing great. Ando, how's your feeling about this subject?
I'm kind of mixed with everybody else in here. I think there was a lot of very good shows to good, but I think there's only maybe 2 or 3 on my list that would be on a previous top 10. Because I think the very tippy top, I think, is lower than normal. But I think, if you look at my 4th show through my 20th show, the difference is very small. And I think they're all good shows. I just don't think there's I don't think there's going to be a lot of seasons this year where we went, but go in 5 years, look back and say, oh, yeah, that was an amazing season of TV. I don't think there's as many of those as we've had in the last few years. So a little bit down year, but still overall a lot of good to very good shows. I guess is where so I'm somewhere in the middle of everybody else.
I mean, that's where I landed too. I mean, I don't want to be painted as I thought.
No, man, you loved it.
Shitty.
You loved it.
Mike hated everything.
These are
Mike's
bad.
like season
Can't
4
lie.
3's
Don't lie
company
to
was
us.
better than
Piece of shit. No, it's like I thought it was a good. Everything was kind of high good to medium good. There very little was great.
Mike,
And I thought 2022 was full of great.
But that's good because there's so many times we're disappointed, think something's crap. I won't say it online, but I know one Mike will. But
That's
a
a
very
point.
good.
Yeah.
I'm happy there's more of that than 3 really great and then shit. the rest of the way. So,
Mike, that's my Minnesota nice, where I sugarcoat everything, even though I said exactly the same thing you did. I just sugarcoat it super nice. So
I'm like, Andy said the same thing I did.
just in a nicer way.
Gina, what is your feeling on this? Do you agree, and why? Do you have a thought about why it is the way it is, whichever way you think it is?
That's an interesting question. Why it is the way it is? Well, I think one reason is it felt like in the early days of streaming, when something new came out, it was always going to be good, magical. Like, I think it's like they were taking like the best of the best stuff they could find and producing it. And I think now they're just like trying to throw stuff out there. And I think, with the strike too, maybe a lot of stuff that wouldn't necessarily get green lit, like maybe they're just like, oh, this is kind of on the back burner, let's just go with it, or we've kind of had this in a can and let's just put it out even if the timing's not great. Maybe it's some of that, but yeah, it's kind of like Mike said, not that I have a 25 list of things that I didn't like. It's everything was like, there was a lot of stuff that was just, I know. Oh, 9. I thought you said 25. Maybe it was
no, that was 2 years ago.
I think it's just kind of like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I enjoyed it fine. Was it anything new story-wise? No. Was it anything spectacular? There were a few things that I thought, this is really original. And I know a lot of people like the Jamie Sheridan stuff, but I'm just kind of like, I just feel like it's iteration after iteration after iteration of, big man, a lot of violence, all these kind of like,
who's Jamie Sheridan?
Adult country soap opera.
Taylor Sheridan.
But you know what, though? I like that.
Ed Sheeran's brother?
I like
Jamie Dutton, Taylor Sheridan.
That's the new thing. I want to call him Jamie from now on.
Together.
Yeah.
Jamie.
I like that.
Taylor Sheridan. Sorry.
No, I agree with you.
I'm just saying. Yeah. If I was Taylor Sheridan, I'd be like, why isn't Gina saying my name wrong?
Respect.
I like
no respect. Taylor Sheridan, we all know who's watching there.
Man, everyone's just trashing everyone today. What the heck?
Not that his stuff isn't good, but it's just
all the same.
Me as a woman, it's very formulaic, and
I'm a big fan, but everything he did this year is way down on my list. It's not even
really
honorably. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
got it.
I listen to everybody. I kind of agree with everybody, but then I kind of think that that's not that bad, like Solo was saying, because I actually think that there was a lot of pretty good shows that you watched them. But then I agree with what you're saying, Gina. And I also think this kind of Netflix effect, there's a lot of articles being written now that the biggest note that they give is this is too complicated. People are looking at their phone while watching your show. Repeat it again. Right. And last night we watched 2 episodes of that Night Agent show. And let me tell you something. I think my son could have written that show. It's so simplistic. And where's the residuals?
Your son is very talented.
I enjoyed the first season. I haven't started the second season.
No, but it's not. It's a good show is what I'm trying to say. It's a good show.
As far as entertainment value.
It could have been written by AI. And if someone had told me that, I would have accepted it. You know what I'm saying? It's not extraordinary. It doesn't take any chances. It's formulaic, but it feels like a streamer, right?
Streaming has a lot of structural problems, and that's, I think, and it's leaking into the content in terms of they're spending less money on individual shows. They're giving them less time to breathe, to find an audience, and they're taking years between seasons, so they're stagnating, and it's turning TV into this very bland place because no one wants to take any risks, and we see it in the movie, in the film side as well. But I think it's very bad. I think the general state of like what TV is going to look like over the next 5 years, I think is pretty bleak in the sense that I think there's going to be several streaming services that go out of business.
Yes.
What happens to those production companies? Where do they where do they make their stuff, and who do they make it for? The more stuff that's made for Netflix, that they increase their prices over and over and over again, while making their content more and more boring every single year, with the exception of like a few things which feel like, again, the exception to the rule than the rule itself.
Yeah.
Like I really like the Netflix anime stuff. that this year was like really, I think, high quality. But
it gets a lot of viewers and attention.
But like, I think in general, there's just unless you're talking about HBO, Apple will make the odd good thing, but who's watching it? Severance is a standout because it was so good. But what have they done over the last 2 years that was that interesting? So you could argue Silo. I don't. But I just think there's a lot of problems. So I don't. And I think what we're seeing is a lot of good, which I think is the highest level of that. At least off of my list, is some of the stuff that was the most expensive to make, unfortunately. Not always, but you can see when they're spending money and willing to spend money, and when they are saying, "Oh well," things like The Acolyte, which cost, I think it was almost $200 million.
Number 49 of 50 on my list.
Didn't find an audience. I think was unfairly derided, but was too expensive. So there is a bit of a.
That's a tough one though, because that's a tough one where you had a lot of stupid people hating it for the anti-woke bullshit reasons, but then it wasn't a great show. So it was hard to defend. You know what I mean? Like you wanted to defend it in the sense of it existing,
but it wasn't as bad as they made it
was,
seem either.
No, that's true. I agree with that too.
I did want to get a short.
It was better than Wheel of Time
so I could
2.
watch it, but I haven't yet, and because so many people have panned it, I haven't even bothered.
Skeleton Crew is much better.
It's so fun. Skeleton Crew is great.
But again, that show cost $200 million
for kids,
which is crazy.
Yeah. But Julian, I don't know. See, I actually disagree because I think that this is fertile ground for creativity. I think when you have the clash of creative versus money, and when it gets out there and your opinion is something that's, I think, kind of widely held a lot, and our opinion on this year of TV and stuff. So I think we might see something different. But let's continue this discussion.
Is Jenny taking her blood pressure?
It's getting hot in here.
I have tennis elbow, and this has actually got an ice pack in here, and I'm putting the ice pack on my arm where it hurts. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
it does kind of look like a blood pressure.
120 over 70. You're good.
I got one for my shoulder and my neck, Jenny. All right, but listen, let's get to our lists. I'll say this. I love this discussion, and I love the ideas it brings forth. Let's continue it throughout. But let's also celebrate the things that we enjoyed too, because there is one thing I will say, folks. TV is looking a lot better than film. That's one thing we can give ourselves a pat on the back. Oh my God. Because film is not looking that great these days. But we're going to keep trying, right? We keep fighting the fight. Let's start out. We're going to go around. We're going to take 3 to 5 or so minutes. Let's try to be cognizant of that there's 7 of us, and we're going to have more time to talk. You can do it. I kind of leave it to you. I would say read through your list and then pick one show that you want to highlight. But this is a little bit free. I don't want to limit you if you have a better idea for your time. But let's start with Julian. Thanks, and I do want to say again, thanks to all of you for taking your time on a Saturday away from your friends and family and life to be here for this podcast, as well as those people listening and watching on Facebook. This is something else I wanted to say.
I appreciate that you think that I have friends and family that are looking for me on a Saturday.
That's true. We are on the internet. All right, Julian, take it away.
Okay, so we'll get the negativity out of the way. Let's talk about some of the stuff I liked. Again, I saw a lot of stuff this year. And just to get to frame up kind of the stuff that I generally watch, I don't watch any reality shows. It's almost entirely dramas. I don't even watch a lot of comedies anymore, which is, I feel like, sad. I got to find a way to fit those back into my rotation. But and then a decent amount of animation, but not as much as I would generally like. There just wasn't, I feel like, a lot of good stuff, at least that I didn't come across my screen. So, of course, with one notable exception, which will be at the top of my list. So I'm going to start mentioning a couple of disappointments. I know I said I'd get the negativity out of the way, but I lied. There were just a couple of disappointments. Nothing that I actually hated, just really disappointed. One of them, which I think I wanted to like a lot more, was Batman Cape Crusader, which, speaking of animation, I was really looking forward to as a kind of spiritual successor to Batman the Animated Series, but it was kind of boring, unfortunately, and I think that's its biggest knock. It doesn't have the same. It's missing that special thing, and I don't think there's any way to capture what Batman the Animated Series brought. So trying to replicate it would have been in itself a challenge. So they went a different route. It just didn't click in the same way. I'm looking forward to more, to seeing if they can dial it in. There's some really cool stuff, but I think it just comes off a little boring. There's not enough exciting stuff happening in that show to justify probably exactly how much it cost. I think it was pretty expensive to make. So that's that one. I actually really like the Penguin, but I'm mostly disappointed in its refusal to acknowledge that it exists, that Batman exists in the show, which is very weird for a show that is a spinoff from the Batman, which is very odd to me. Again, great show. It's absolutely incredible that they made it at all. And it's got a lot of stuff to like, including all the performances, and HBO knows what they're doing. But it's just very weird to me that you would make an entire show in the Batman universe and then literally not one time. I mean, I think they like the bat signal flips. Spoilers for the last shot. The bat signal flips on at the very end, but it's that's not that exciting, to be honest. So that's a little disappointing also. And then what if season 3 is just a waste of everyone's time? What if, as a concept, was a really cool idea that they just completely dropped the ball on? I also hate that animation style. I think it's so ugly. And then I'm disappointed in everyone who didn't watch The Acolyte, because yes, it wasn't great, but there's some of the coolest lightsaber stuff you'll ever see is in that show since the prequels, in my opinion. So that's just, I think people need to give it a little bit more of a chance, because now we won't even see how it finishes, which I think is a shame, because it's another example of canceling stuff before it has a chance to kind of find its feet. Okay, so that's all out of the way. I'll start at number 10. I'll work my way to number 1. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on anything between 10 and 5. But I put Shogun at number 10 just because I know everyone loves the show, and I did watch it. And maybe I just wasn't in the right headspace this year when I was watching it. I did love it, but it doesn't it doesn't stick in my head in the same way that seemingly did for a lot of other people. It certainly got me. I started playing Ghost of Tsushima again because of that show, so that was really fun. I have been to Japan, so there's seeing that stuff was exciting. But in general, it didn't rise up in my stuck in my brain, which is how I kind of rank my stuff. Which is do I think about it a lot? Do I remember that I watched it? When was the last time I thought about it? I haven't thought about Shogun in a while, so it's on my list, but at the bottom. I really like Fallout. That's number 9. I think that's a show that I just. Is it Walter Goggins? What's his name? Something
Walton.
Yeah,
Walton Goggins. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
So fun to watch. That the whole vibe of that show, I think, it's just fun to see video game stuff actually done well. And this is an example of that. I don't even love the Fallout stuff, but it makes me interested in the lore in a way that I never even conceived that I would be. Just really fun, great performances. Shrinking season 2 at number 7. As someone who is Ted Lasso is at the top of my list for every year, essentially they had a season. Shrinking also really hit for me in season 1, and again, I think a lot of the stuff is what you bring to the show. Also, I was out of work for 6 months this year, and kind of stuck at home. It sucked. Shrinking season 2 is a really cathartic show. Shrinking in general is a really cathartic show to watch. And also probably the best performances from Harrison Ford you'll see, and certainly almost guarantee will be better than what you'll see from him as the president or whatever in the next Captain America movie. Love that show. I genuinely leave it. Number 6, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. This is such a stylish show on Amazon Prime. It looks so good. Obviously, you have this incredible, leading actors in that show, and they're just propulsive in their chemistry. The kind of will they won't they combined on top of the spy question marks that are around it, the shadowy elements feel really fit together really, really well. And then again, it just looks like a high quality James Bond movie every single week. And I was blown away. It's funny. It's touching. The action's great. It's about 1,000 times better than that crappy movie that it was based on. Number 5, Skeleton Crew. I cover Star Wars, every Star Wars show that on a weekly basis. Skeleton Crew is a really nice, refreshing return to form for Star Wars that did not feel like it needed to bring cameos or connections into this larger universe. It can just be a fun adventure. What I realized is I love pirates. I forgot that I love pirates, not since I watched Black Sails or whatever, how long ago that was. And the pirate stuff, they're just classic Treasure Island pirates in Star Wars, and it's fun and really great. So again, by the way, the kids, like the lead child actors in that show, are really good. Like they needed to carry the show, and I think they do. And then, yeah, I mean, I can't speak highly enough about Skeleton Crew as a return to form for Star Wars. I think we need more of this. Unfortunately, not a lot of people have watched it. I think that's a shame. But I think that's a bed that they've made and they need to climb their way out of. 4, House of the Dragon. This show continues to be really good. HBO, again, continues to show that they know how to make the best TV in the world, in my opinion. It looks great. I like that we spent all of our time in one. We're not doing time jumps this season. That's great. Just the production quality, performances, it's just Game of Thrones when it's good, continued. And I don't think you can discount that. It's really high on my list, number 4. Okay, my top 3, which I always think about because when I do our best of the year, it's always our just top 3s because we like to try to keep it snappy. So number 3 is The Gentleman, and I absolutely, this is like my big surprise. Like if you're saying what's the big surprise, this is my big surprise because not only did I have no intention of watching the show at all because the movie that it's based off of is fine at best. I like Guy Ritchie a lot. Rock and Rolla is my secret favorite of his movies, and this actually has a lot of that vibe to it, which is the modern British gangster stuff. And this like it's funny. It's got great the action beats as they are inventive and fun. The dynamics between these larger than life characters and this larger than life, aristocracy world that they live in is fascinating to look at. I just love everything about The Gentleman. I think it's essentially a perfect show. And I can't remember the lead actor's name, but
Theo James,
that he should be the next James
great.
Bond. And I'm hard pressed to find someone else
100% agree with that.
The next James Bond. I mean, he's so good.
I agree. He's great.
He's got that debonair quality to him that I don't feel like I've seen since Pierce Brosnan in a similar role.
Yeah.
And I think about the scene where his brother is in that chicken suit and they're chasing the guy down, and it's just so I just think about that. It's so funny. It's fun that it's about weed, which is feels like this low stakes thing, but it's so big and important. I think The Gentleman is a home run of a show, and I love it. So that's my number 3. Number 2 is The Rings of Power season 2. Now this show gets a lot of heat, I feel like, and I feel like unfairly so, because if you look at all the Lord of the Rings content that's been put out into the world, with obviously the massive exception of the trilogy of the original films, right? Everything else has been fine, right? All the Hobbit movies or whatever, 2 of them are actively bad. We've got this new anime one that came out this year I haven't seen, but they made it just so they can keep the rights for some reason. It's not like there's been that much amazing stuff, again, except for the movies, which were truly great. But season 1 of Rings of Power got so much heat, and I feel like it was so unfair. Season 2 is a refined version of season 1, I think, in almost every way. I feel like some of the characters that were getting a lot of heat got kind of like a back seat in this season. I think a little unfairly so, but maybe that was them hedging their bets against some of the haters out there. But season 2 of Rings of Power is, once again, I need to remind everyone, if you like The Lord of the Rings as a place to be, you like Middle Earth and hanging out in Middle Earth, you're not going to really find anywhere else to do that. And they do it in a really, really, really good way. It's a beautiful show. The performances are really cool. The stuff with Sauron this season is, I think, inventive and fun. And like, obviously, if you know the story, like you know the Silmarillion and all that stuff, it feels like a bit of a pastiche of some of those things. But I think they boil it down to these kind of core elements in a really fun way that really works for me. I just like being in the world. I like hanging out with these characters. I like watching Sauron do his stuff. I think it's fun. So season 2 of Rings of Power, that's on my number 2. And then number 1, which I don't know. I don't know if this is a surprise or not, but X-Men 97, which is obviously a revival of
surprise.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's surprising in the sense that I don't think anyone knew it could be this good, maybe. But like, as a revival of a series from the 90s, obviously, hence the name, we have an exact kind of like analog to it in Batman Cape Crusader, which is kind of like, what if instead of an exact sequel to, we do this spiritual prequel or whatever, this kind of, it's a version of it. They could have done that with X-Men 97. They sat back and said, no, we're just going to continue the show as it was. And it couldn't have been a better choice because what I think a lot of people forgot about that show was that it is essentially a soap opera, which is like key to the X-Men stuff, and that the stories are very wild and very weird. And the X-Men, obviously, this analog for discrimination is always been part of the DNA of X-Men. They lean into it super hard in this season, and it's, I think, so effective. There's Magneto is such a, pardon the pun, a magnetic presence on screen in X-Men 97. Everything he says feels, especially even in our modern climate, feels so prescient and so like spot on as being intelligent and thoughtful. And then, but at the same time, you can understand why someone like that would be a radical. So you get, and then obviously you have all the, on top of that, this like level up in animation from what the 90s was able to provide. So you get a stunningly beautiful show. They remixed or re-recorded the opening sequence. Everyone obviously knows the intro music for X-Men 97. We get a brand new badass version of that, and every week it came on, you would watch that intro sequence throughout, and every week you'd be just on the edge of your seat, loving every second of it. And then you get these like amazing character moments that are like touching and sad, beautiful. There's just so much humanity in the show, and I just think I can't believe how much of a home run it was in just execution of an idea that seems preposterous to even attempt in the year 2024. So that's my list.
That X-Men, that's one of my biggest surprises of the year. I didn't even watch the original series, animated series, and I just threw it on in the background because I wanted something to keep me company. And after about 10 minutes in, I ended up going back and watched the last couple episodes of the original, and then watched it. I loved it. I thought it was amazing too. It didn't make my top 10, but it's an excellent show. I don't even think you need to watch the original X-Men animated series.
I don't think so either, but there's a lot you can get out of it by having seen the original.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I didn't have the 4 years worth of seasons to go through.
Fair.
Time.
And I don't think that's I think, Julian, that's a very popular I think that show is critically a darling.
It was a huge success for
I've
them.
heard very good things. And there was also some controversy where I guess they ended up firing the writer,
showrunner,
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And showrunner.
And we still don't know why. Everyone's very coy about like, the reasoning.
Might be some
I don't
legal
know.
stuff going on,
DeMeo.
and that's why, But that's too bad. I only mention it because it's too bad that he had such an effective season, and then that happens. It's like Disney just can't. They have a hard time doing keeping things going with people.
They love to fire creators, especially ones who are actually good at their job.
Yeah, it's
They're
tough.
really,
it's tough.
They're really good at it.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, that's a great list, man. A lot of great stuff.
Man,
It's a bit
he had
eclectic.
everything he had on his list that's also on mine, which was a few things. I'm just going to skip over that shit because you covered it. I can't add nothing to that.
That's true. I feel the same way.
Like when I get to
yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith on my list, I'm just going to be like what Julian said and then just go to the next thing.
I'm craving watching that show again. It's so good. Oh, man.
I watched it a
Yes.
second time with my wife because I'm like, you should probably watch this.
Well, you've heard it's going to be a completely different cast next time, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not
But
going to be a continuation of these two, which kind of bums me out. Like maybe they'll pop up or not, depending. But
I'm okay
make
with
it.
it. I'm
They
okay
could
with
make that work.
Yeah.
yeah, it could be. But it's just kind of like what a cliffhanger.
Hard to
and then
beat
it's
Donald
not
Glover,
resolved.
though, as a lead
He
actor.
is fucking that guy.
Yeah.
What can't he do? He is amazing.
You can't be on this podcast because we don't have enough time.
Yeah.
All right,
Seriously.
Solo. Good point. Here we
I'd
go.
make time for him. I'd make time. I'd leave if it meant that Donald Glover.
Me too. We'll just do a part 2 later.
We're moving on, folks. Julian, that was an amazing list. I'm going to jump right into mine. I'm next up. My number 10 is Somebody Somewhere on HBO. It was the final season. This is an absolutely beautiful show. And actually, Julian, when you were talking about how things need to cost so much money now to be good, my thought is we have to go the other way and we have to return to independent, low budget, small crew filmmaking that is written amazing about characters and people we love. And that's
Hear.
what Somebody Somewhere is. That show probably cost $3.95 each episode. And that's not including craft services, which is provided free by the lady down the street. This is a fantastic, beautiful show. I can't suggest it anymore. It's just about a group of friends.
So, Axel, that was your number 1 show of the year last year. Did you think this season was a step down?
No, I actually
Okay.
loved it just as much. I just have heaped so much praise on the show.
Yeah.
I loved this season that I just wanted to put it on my list. You know, and you know me, I'm not really good with the order thing.
You'd like to spread the love around.
Yes, but I do think these are the best shows for me. Number
Just
9.
10 places to put things you like. You know,
Yeah,
it doesn't-
exactly.
Who cares
Exactly.
where numbers they are?
But actually, I do think my 3, like you said, are really my top 3. My number 9 is Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Julian already talked all about it. I can only add the location shooting. The whole thing was absolutely fantastic. It's beautifully shot.
They were on top of a mountain at one point, and
Yeah.
it was one of the coolest looking. I was like, "This
It's awesome.
is so cool."
It's
Yeah.
awesome. The whole thing was awesome. And Donald Glover is just a creative force that should be given any money and anything he wants because he is, like, to me, one of the top creative people working today that I would watch anything he does. And I've even listened to some of his music, which I can't even believe I did that because
Childish Gambino.
all I'd listen to is jazz. So I actually, and I love that video he did. I still remember that This Is America video he did. That shit
Still
is-
relevant.
That should just be on, like, when you walk into America, that should be playing. Seriously,
Make
that's
Lando
how I feel.
happen.
That should be
Hashtag
on the
make Lando
board,
movie
like in the
happen.
border. That should just be on big LCDs. Number 8 for me is True Detective Night Country. We covered it here. I thought it was brilliant, fantastic, the acting, everything. If you want to know my thoughts about it, go back and listen to the podcast because we covered it. My number 7 is another show we covered, Sugar. I loved this show. I thought it snuck up on us. We decided to cover it, and we were so happy to discover that not only was it fun and cool, but it was quick and interesting. And Colin Farrell is my TV star of the year for
Penguin
playing
too, yeah.
the quietest, most unassuming, gentlest, most loving person and a complete fucking animal
Oh,
in the same year.
you got to be impressed
Okay.
with the HBO's commitment to the Penguin is a villain. Like, he is not a
Yes.
good person.
Yeah, yes.
And there's no. He's the lead titular character
But
of the show.
I'm
but it
talking
is
about
not
Sugar,
about
though.
that.
Sugar for me was just such a surprise because even though it has that twist, it's not really dependent on that twist. And if it didn't have the twist and it just ended up being something different, it still would have been good. And I'm really interested to see where it goes in season 2.
Axel, can I ask you something about that? I'm not going to spoil what I think I heard the twist was, but the spoiler of what I think it is sounds very silly to me. So
that's why you should watch the show.
Julian, can I just say briefly, the twist does sound stupid on paper. And there's but here's the thing. Right. Like, snobby fucking critics are like, oh, I'm supposed to say this is a piece of shit because this is a stupid sounding twist and this is dumb. So to be a sophisticated critic, I should say this is dumb.
Do you think it's a gotcha?
They pulled that shit off, man. Like, I'm telling you.
100%.
They pulled off some shit that on paper, you read that, you're like, no fucking way. And they pulled it off. I'm telling you, they fucking pulled it off.
That's why I was saying it doesn't, that became the focus of the show. And it doesn't need to be the focus of the show because in actuality, it's not. The heart and the characters shine through the show. And I think maybe if it was not Colin Farrell, people might have even given it more of a chance. Maybe it got a little extra scrutiny. Really? But I think it's definitely worth watching. But I'm going to keep it moving. And my number, six. Oh, I'm sorry. My number 6 is a documentary that ran for only 3 episodes on HBO. I thought it was absolutely fucking fantastic. It was directed by a guy named Lance Oppenheim, and it's called Ren Fair. And if you had not had a chance to watch this, it is amazing. It is basically about America, an old rich motherfucker who doesn't know when to hang it up and wants to manipulate everyone around him for his own power and amusement.
Do you have implants?
How'd you know?
I don't like implants. All right. It's a crazy show. If you have not seen Ren Fair, watch it. My number 5.
Reached this point. Sorry, Axel, I didn't mean to step on you. I just think it's weird that we reached this weird point where like documentaries are being split into like 2 or 3 parts when they could easily just be a movie. And I think it's weird. I think it's hard to like place it in a list of TV stuff when you just got like a 3-part documentary series, miniseries. But that's just a personal gripe. I'll go on mute now.
That's okay. No, it's okay. I agree. I think a lot of the documentaries, and that's why I mentioned it's only 3 episodes. Because if this was on Netflix,
8 to 10 on some of them,
it would have been 8 to 10, and that's why I mentioned
3 was enough.
3 was
really
perfect. Good. It was perfect, and if it was any more, I would have actually said the same. It wouldn't be on my list, Julian. So that was actually a very good point.
What was the show that bozo who got free from jail and then supposedly killed another woman, and they did 2 seasons of it?
The one that Making a Murderer.
Stephen Avery thing.
Yeah, Stephen Avery. That's the first season was, whoa. And then second season, talk about dragging it out for 8 episodes.
Yeah, the second season was stupid because
it
just was not,
Yeah.
They just wanted to make
it was
money.
all about that lawyer and,
Yes, it was definitely more about the lawyer than anything else.
Yeah, that was too bad. But Ren Fair, on the other hand, quick and awesome and so funny. And again,
like Axel in bed.
Wait a second. Funny part true, quick part not true. Let's go on to my next. Number 5 is a show that many people are going to probably have on their list. This was a show that took me to the Japans. And oh
my god, that's a good impression.
I had to learn the Japanese.
The Japans.
No one sounds like him.
Shogun. That guy. You know what? He's better than Tom Hardy. He's kind of doing a Tom Hardy impersonation because if you actually listen,
you have to put something in front of his mouth.
Did you ever hear an interview with him? He does not sound like that at all. He was doing a character the entire time. And I loved Shogun. I thought it was fantastic. It's number 5 for me. Number 4, House of the Dragon season 2. We covered it. Julian said a lot of great things about it. I once again just have to emphasize such an amazing production. I love the world. I loved covering House of the Dragon. We had so much fun. We had so many people with us, Gina. It was great. Loved it. Still, those characters sit with me. I'm probably going to do a rewatch pretty soon. It's just top quality. My number 3 is Interview with the Vampire Season 2. I love this show. I think it is the most compelling love story that we have on television, and the sets, the acting, it's absolutely wonderful and beautiful. And our man, who would have thought that Grey Worm would be fucking amazing actor? Amazing. Such
By anyone who watched Game of Thrones, I assume.
No.
I have no wiener.
Definitely didn't think that from Game of Thrones.
If you saw him on Interview with the Vampire, he is literally one of my favorite actors alive because of that show. He has.
Wow.
I cry when watching that show. It brings me to emotions that surprise me, and I think it's fucking awesome. And it's a pity it's on that shitty AMC network.
Well, you know what? Eventually, it'll be on one of the other streamers because the first seasons are.
On
And
Netflix.
I have
Netflix
it. Is it Netflix or Hulu?
Yeah,
I don't know. I
Netflix.
have it on my list because I did not get to watch the second season yet because I
either.
don't have cable anymore. But I'm looking forward to seeing it when it shows up.
So good. It's so good.
Yeah,
I don't. I'm not going to pay to subscribe to AMC's thing that's probably going to be gone in 5 minutes.
Yes, and they did a thing in this season where they recast the young woman.
Yeah.
And
I knew that was coming. I
They-
had seen that in. I don't know.
They made the right choice. Is
Okay.
all I'm going to say.
All
They
right.
made the right choice for this season. She was fantastic.
Almost as good of casting, Axel, as the Strain when they changed.
Got
man.
milk?
What a
They changed the
deep
kid. I think they
cut
changed
for
the kid.
Strain.
Oh, they did. Yeah, the strain. Oh my God.
I didn't even watch anymore. I just
del
listened to
Toro.
Bubba's podcast. I didn't
I
even
know.
watch the show.
Me too.
I just listened to it.
I stopped watching it after season 1. I just listened to their podcast. Here we go. Here's my top 2. Wait, I'll type on my keyboard for you to hear. My number 2 show of the year, and it's funny because these shows are really for 2 completely different reasons. I thought that this was the best directed show, the best shot show. The cinematography was fucking breathtaking. It was more than many film. I haven't seen the Brood list yet, but so many films I've seen this year, and it's Ripley on Netflix. That show knocked me out. I know that we've seen this story before, and that was a complaint a lot of people had. But the acting, what's her name? Dakota Fanning is fantastic. What's the guy's lead? What's the lead? Not Tom. What's his real
Tom
name?
Ripley.
No, the sexy priest.
Andrew Scott.
Andrew
Yeah,
Scott
that's
from
Andrew Scott.
Sherlock too, which is
Yeah,
where I
from
always know him
Sherlock.
from Sherlock.
Me too. Yeah.
But this show has
Fleabag, he's awesome in that too.
Yeah, this show has no right to even exist at how good it is. That's how I feel about it.
It
It's
was
like
so visually stunning.
it knocks
as well.
you out. It's
Yeah.
so I would sit there and just with my mouth open the whole time. But my number 1 show of the year is a show that I just plain fucking loved and thought it was the most fun show of the year. I looked forward every week to watching it. And I thought the first episode was just as great as the last episode. And it is the Vince Vaughn starring Bad Monkey
Whoa, number 1.
on Apple TV. I love Bad Monkey. I thought that this show was just perfect. It wasn't the best shot show. Some of the acting was a little funny here and there. Maybe, but it just, I don't know how to describe the feeling every week that it gave me of just making me happy. And I also think it is the best thing that Vince Vaughn has ever done in his entire career. Not that he's done bad stuff. I mean, he's done some very good stuff, but this is perfect for him. He knew how to dial it back a little bit. And the cast is fantastic. And who I really got knocked out was by Jodie Turner-Smith, who plays like the voodoo priestess, who had a much larger role than I first anticipated in the show, and who also is in the agency and is a superstar. And not only is she drop dead gorgeous, but she's a great actress, and she's great with dialects too. Really good with different dialects.
She was fantastic in that series.
Bad Monkey was just so fun. It was just perfect, man. It just brings a smile to my face. So that's my top 10 list. Thank you all for listening. Ando, you are next, my friend.
Oh, Ando.
Did you have any honorable mentions or anything you wanted to say, Axel, or not?
Yeah, I could give a quick rundown. Rings of Power, I agree, Julian. I loved it this season. I thought it was 100 times better than the first season. Baby Reindeer. No one's going to talk about Baby Reindeer.
We devoted a podcast.
It's on my list.
Yeah,
I'm sure somebody will.
I mean, come on.
It's in my honorable mentions.
Sent from my iPhone. Also, I'm going to throw in there a couple of things that I just thought were kind of fun. English Teacher on Hulu FX, which is a comedy show about a gay English teacher in Austin, Texas. And it really tries very hard and succeeds in diving headfirst into all the social moray of America. And it does it in a fantastic way. And it's really super funny. The Valley on Bravo. I loved it. Reality show. Survivor, one of the best seasons. Summer House, oh my God. Carl and Lindsay broke up. What the fuck? It was amazing. I loved it. I can't.
Oh.
Lindsay's already pregnant. Okay.
I don't
really?
know what
listen,
to think.
listen. I know some people don't like reality show, but my wife and I love them, and we sit on the couch and we laugh and we love it, and it's part of our love story.
Someone's got to watch them.
I have a reality show.
They're
in my honorable
comedies.
mentions.
They're comedy. Oh, I like it. And the Valley is so good. Oh my God. Jax is the ultimate.
Jax Teller?
No, yeah, it is. Kind of a similar guy, maybe.
The Mortal Kombat character?
And my last two shows I'm going to mention are Going Dutch, which is actually came out this year. So, well, I think the first episode was before this.
It's the Dennis Leary thing, right?
I'm just saying it because my son wanted me to mention it. We just watched it.
There's only two things I hate in this world.
That's not really on my
to other
list.
people's cultures
And the
Dutch.
And Dutch.
So if a show premieres in 2024 but ends in 2025,
that counts.
I'd put it on my list for 2024.
Yeah,
I
it's
do too.
2024. Yeah, I think it
okay,
counts.
People have split it
I
over the
don't
years
because I'm not. Yeah, because
A few years ago, Station 11 made a list 2 years in a row. Yellow Jackets did the same thing.
Yeah, that's
They
okay.
split it. So
Yeah, so
it's
I
your
would
list. Do what you want.
For me, I would be like, if I started watching it in 2023 and the show finished in 2024, I would have put it on 2023. But
Okay.
the same, it's just how you want to do it. Like,
yeah, because
when
I
it
just
crosses
I feel like
over,
I need to
'cause-
finish a show before we do the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
you
if
know.
it's like I mentioned the Housewives earlier, like that was primarily, I feel like the best parts of it were in 2025. So if I were going to put it on a list, I would probably put it on 2025. But yeah, it just depends on how I feel about it, I guess. I mean, it's like 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Yeah, it doesn't. We make our own rules. It's our podcast, right?
All right. Well, let's keep it moving, guys.
Yes.
And now, Gina, do you want me to leapfrog you? Do you need to?
I need to wrap things up by 2:30 for me.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So we got Andy, Jenny, Gina. I think we'll get to you. If not, do you want to leapfrog just in case? Your call.
Let's see where we're at after Andy goes. And,
Okay.
Yeah.
Hit it, Andy.
Andy goes. It'll be 5:15.
Well, most of the ones I've got, I've talked about on other shows that we've done, so I don't need to go too deep on most of them. Number 10 is, I'm going to cheat. I've never done this before, but my number 10 show of the year is Colin Farrell. Penguin and Sugar, both just awesome. I love them both.
Oh, this is
really
a
hate
super
that guy.
Anna.
He
What
was
an
the
Ando.
reason why I loved both of those shows. Penguin was solid and Sugar was solid, but it was because of Colin Farrell, which surprises me because I was never I like Colin Farrell, but he was never a guy that I'm like, I got to see everything he does. Yeah. I think he's phenomenal on both of these shows. So, number 9 is a show that it's its final season this year. I've talked about it a lot. I don't think it gives enough love. I think when this eventually becomes this is going to be a big streaming hit down the road because of the comedy and the hilariousness. The final season of What We Do in the Shadows. I actually have a lot of comedy on my list this year, which is strange. My number 8 is a show that was our overall number 1 of the year a few years ago, Only Murders in the Building. Yes, the mystery is not as good this year as previous seasons, but I thought it was funnier, and I just love hanging out with these characters. I actually have a couple shows on my list that are 100%
like that, Ando.
Where the characters is
that's what it's about.
What I'm there for, yes.
Yeah.
Number 7. You guys could be on that show from one of our lists.
Yes. Oh yeah.
You guys convinced me to watch it, and thank you. I love those characters.
It was because of I'll talk about that again in a minute about something that I thought of on a different show. But my number 7 was actually one of my big surprises of the year because I thought season 1 was okay. Season 2, I thought they corrected everything that I didn't like about season 1. It's The Diplomat on Netflix with Kerry Russell. They streamlined this thing. They cut out most of the soapy elements that I didn't like in season 1. It's really great show. Number 6. I had to limit my top 10 to one spy show because there's so many damn spy shows.
A lot of spy quality.
Slow Horses, number 6. I didn't like it as much as last year's season.
Yeah.
I had a couple minor complaints, but it's still, I think, the best spy show on television.
Still surrounded by losers and boozers, Ando. Okay.
Yes. And my number 5 show, when you, Mike, when you mentioned the Only Murders thing, I remember one of the things I said to convince you was it's the perfect amount of Martin Short, and it's a Martin Short show that even if you don't like Martin Short, you're going to love this show. I feel this way about Vince Vaughn and Bad Monkey. I know I have a lot of people I've been trying to convince to watch Bad Monkey, and
who hates Vince Vaughn? That's crazy.
I know a lot of people. They're like, I don't like his shtick, and he's too.
I don't
Minnesota people
hate
don't
him,
like him.
but I don't.
He's from
care
here.
For him,
that's the crazy thing.
He's a bit much.
Yeah, but I don't. It's just a certain time, and maybe it's some of the people that I just know. Just get I mean, anybody that's our age.
They saw True Detective season 2, and they're like, "No, thank you."
Yeah, that must have been it. I think it was more like the Fred Claus.
It's more like The Breakup.
Colin Farrell was in there.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. So everything Axel said about Bad Monkey, yes. Number 4, Shrinking. Everything that Julian said earlier. This show is just freaking fantastic. It's the best thing Harrison Ford has done since Witness, and it's not close. And I'm a big Harrison Ford fan. I mean, it's a great show about family, power of forgiveness, which I think is something that this world needs right now.
100%.
Just love the show. Number 3 is a show that Axel talked about briefly, and it was his number 10 show, Somebody Somewhere. Another show about friendship. It's the final season. It holds a special place in my heart because it's about a small town and living in a small town and how you can navigate that stuff when you know everybody in town and it's just about family and friendship, like I said, and the power of being kind, which is another thing that is sadly lacking in this world right now.
Cheers.
Number 2.
Well, and learning how to be kind to yourself. And
yes.
I mean, that was huge this season. It was just like learning to love yourself and
I love the way they tied it up. I thought the ending was so low key and perfect in a way that fit that show. It didn't try to go out with a big bang like a lot of shows that don't earn it do. This show would have earned that, but it didn't do that, and I'd love it for that. Number 2 is a show that nobody has mentioned yet, and it's been a top show every year it's been on the air, and I know a lot of people were disappointed with it this season because they thought it was too lackadaisical and it was too much food porn. It's The Bear. I still love this show. Another show that's about a different kind of family and two different kinds of family. Your actual family, your work family, which is your family, because you spend more time with people you work with than you do with your family in most cases. So I think and just the controlled chaos that's always been there. Working on a team, dealing with a bad boss this season, being able to let go, which was a major theme for Carmi this season, which I thought was fantastic. I had this a lot lower. I rewatched the final episode last night, and I remembered I actually do love this show a lot.
It's a great show.
Yes.
I feel bad for not putting it on. It's on an honorable mention then. That's the best I can do. It's really good. It's the best I can do. It's still, I think, bringing some of the best performances to television.
Oh, yeah.
And it like small little bits, and then you'll get like 2 scenes with somebody, and you'll be like, wow, that was really like impactful. And then you'll be like 2 scenes later, be another guest star popping in, and you'll be like, oh crap, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And then they become a semi-regular, and it's like, wow. Yeah, it just keeps impressing me. It's a good show. For some reason, it lost a little bit of momentum, I think, this year.
Well, and it's
I think that's more
definitely
structural.
slower. Yeah, and it's more, and there's not as much narrative stuff happening. It's deep. It's way more character driven. I mean, the first 2 seasons were too, but this one even more so. So I get why people don't like it, or as much, I should say. I don't think anybody said it's bad, but
No, I think did they release it in a weird way?
yeah, it was another full binge release thing that they've done
I
every
think it's
season.
a mistake. I think it's a
agree.
mistake. Yeah.
I
But
agree.
they've always done it that way, you know.
Yeah.
Still on my list.
Well, I knew you wouldn't. I knew you'd still be
25
there, Mike.
spots. I mean,
Yeah, it's still on my
you
list.
did anything you need with 25 spots.
No. I don't have 25 spots. That was in 2022 that I had 25.
Okay.
That would've made
Yeah, you got the special exemptions that
Yeah,
year.
no, it's got a regular tier, just like everybody else.
And my number one show, and this one is also one of my biggest surprises because it took me 2 years to work through season 1. And when I got to season 2, this show I think is criminally underrated. And it's the less popular show about Japan. Tokyo Vice is my number one show of the
Oh,
year.
I heard good things.
This show is amazing. Season 2, I thought was like season 1 took me years to go through that. Literally years. I finally, on Solo's recommendation that said Solo season 2 was amazing, I finally worked my way through season 1. I'm like, okay, it's good. And then season 2, right away out of the gate, it just awesome. I was riveted the whole time. It was the show I was most looking forward to catching up with.
Right.
I think the performances are amazing. The writing, the acting, everything is great. So yeah, I'm assuming Solo will have this later, so we can chat about it when we get to his list.
It's on my list too.
Oh, excellent, Mike. Excellent.
Yep. Yep. It's on my list.
So as far as my honorable mentions, I'm going to take
Your kiss
a
is on
note.
my
I'm going to
list.
step on. I'm going to step on your toes a little bit, Solo, and steal some of your ideas.
I'm
I
a
think
team
this is great.
player. I'm a team
Okay,
player.
perfect. The shows that surprised me the most this year, Julian talked about 2 of them already, The Gentleman and X-Men 97. I wish I would have found a place on my list for those. I loved those shows as well. Chaos with Jeff Goldblum, I surprisingly loved. It's been canceled, no more. Industry also surprised me, a show that Mike, I'm sure we'll talk about. Fallout surprised me. Shows that I thought, another category I thought of, Solo, was great production values, great show. Didn't make my list because it didn't really surprise me and didn't keep me engaged as much, even though I think there are high-quality shows. Ripley, Day of the Jackal, Shogun. Shows that are solid as a rock that just didn't make my list, House of the Dragon. And the show that contains my favorite scene of the entire season, last 30 seconds of season 3 of Hacks. Hacks is the show with Gene Smart,
Yeah.
Asian comedian. In the last 30 seconds of that show, amazing television. It builds on everything that's came before in the last 3 seasons, and I didn't really see it coming. My biggest disappointments of the year, Dune Prophecy. I love
So
the two
boring.
movies. Yes, it was so slow and so.
I liked it.
And I mean, same thing. It still had good production values, but I just wasn't
great.
And my biggest disappointment of the year, the final season of the Umbrella Academy. I was a fan of this show a lot. I was on a podcast with Axel. I ranted about it for 10 minutes. Biggest disappointment of the year. So that's my 2024. Gina, go ahead, or Jenny, whoever's next.
Jenny can go. We can give
Yeah.
order.
I'll be quick.
Great
so my
list,
number-
Ando. Wait, let's just take. We have to give And. I'm sorry, Jen. I don't want to interrupt.
He's trying to just pass it to me.
I know.
was
I
like,
just
I'll
want to
go.
say. I just want to give him a shout out. Great list, Andy. Very eclectic. I love it. Thank you. Let's move on to our next brilliant presenter, Jenny.
Okay, so I had to quickly number these because I didn't really have a particular order either. So my top 2 are basically tied for number 1. So we'll go from 10 up to there. But so at 10, I have The Bear. So I'm the next one that had on their
Jenny.
list, Andy.
Nice.
I remember that some people weren't as happy with this season, but I enjoyed seeing the character growth overall. And I do feel like they're maybe taking a little too much time for being such a short, compact show to show real growth for some of the characters, to include Carmi, who can't seem to get past his rage, at life in general, to like become like a more well-rounded person. He's made steps in the right direction. He's not there yet, but it made my top shows because I feel like it's had a strong start and has plenty of potential to grow into something even better. So that's my 10. Number 9, I have a comedy, I guess, dramedy, Man on the Inside, Netflix series 1 with Ted Danson in it.
This is our family
this
show. I love this
that's a
show,
great
Jenny.
show.
Thank
I
you.
love
Ted
this
Danson.
show. He's hilarious and sweet. It was so sentimental, a little silly at times, and just the right length.
Beautiful.
I was surprised to see Sally Struthers on the cast, and surprised again that I actually enjoyed watching her. So I really was impressed with this series. Well, I mean, when she was what was her name, Gloria, when she in the Archie Bunker series, several series, she was such a whiny little. I know she was very young then, but she was so whiny. So anyway, I was impressed with everyone's performances in that show. It was very sweet. It made me cry, the whole, dementia part of it and everything, but it was very, very sweet. I really
On a scale
enjoyed
of
it.
1 to The Good Place, how The Good Place is Ted Danson in this show?
Like, as far as like his
Like, how much is he
acting
like?
skill?
Yeah, like how much? No. Just like Ted Danson is very charming and funny, and
He's very charming and funny in this. I would say probably at least 7 or 8.
But-
What would you say, Axel?
Very vulnerable in this show. He's very, very. It's a very gentle family show. It's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah, he's not cocky and over the top like he is in The Good Place.
Not at all. Not at all.
But he's
Very different
like,
performance.
he's still very charming. He's
Yes.
just really, I love it. I love it. So my number 8 is a docu-series. Sorry, Julian.
Listen, I don't make the rules. I just enforce them.
It's a Netflix 3-episode miniseries called The Program: Cons, Cults, and Kidnapping. I watch a lot of true crime or true crime adjacent type stuff, and this is a docu-series done by I think her name is Catherine Kubler, and she was put into this program when she was a teenager, and it's one of those programs where they send teenagers that they think are being bad or whatever. She was just acting out a little with her stepmother. It didn't sound like she was having any kind of huge problems running away, taking drugs, anything like that, but they still sent her to this program to get her to behave better. And the things that they did to these children, it's awful. So the program in these 3 episodes, they kind of go over, like, there's a bunch of these survivors of the program. There were several different facilities across the country and perhaps in Canada. I know there were some in either Mexico or South America, but they had they sent these kids there and they abused them. They sexually abused them. They made them do all kinds of awful things. And it just, and they wouldn't let them go home. They wouldn't let them speak to their parents. And the thing is, so these kids go back. The site is still there. It's like abandoned. And like their records are there, like copies of their letters that they sent home and like their health records and their discipline records. And they like find all of these things. So like they have proof that these things that they told their parents, I mean, and they do things to make it, to keep it a little more lighthearted. It's an awful like thing that happened to these people, but I feel like it was cathartic for the majority of them, and it was just really interesting. And I tend to follow a lot of I like to watch and learn about different cults and how people get out of them. So I don't know if I'm just weird, but that is something I do. So anyway, I recommend the program Cons, Cults, and
Jenny,
Kidnapping
can I ask
on
you a question?
Netflix. Yes.
Do you listen to our friend Amy over at Little Miss Recap, where they cover all that stuff? I think
No,
she did
because it sounds
hot
like
on
she
that.
covers so much stuff, and I would have to filter it a lot because.
Okay.
But I'll try and check her out so I can see listen to what she had to say about that. But that show is very good. My number 7 is also The Diplomat. So, Andy, you were the one that brought that one up also. I think it's a great show. The second season was full of intrigue and action. And with the short seasons, they leave me wanting more. And this season was very, like you said, it was very concise. It was really interesting, and they kept the action. It wasn't like full of action, but they like kept you interested the whole time.
Propulsive, yeah.
You weren't looking at your phone because you were going to miss something. You were looking at your phone.
Got a great cliffhanger too in this season too.
Yeah, and there were only 6 episodes, so it was really great. My number 6 is a Netflix movie, actually, rather than a series, Woman of the Hour, which is based on the stranger than fiction true story of Cheryl Bradshaw and Rodney Alcala.
Oh, this was great. Yes.
The dating show killer, or
this
the
was one of
dating
my
game
favorite
killer, or
movies
whatever
of the
they
year.
called him.
That was great.
Oh, yeah.
Anna Kendrick plays. She plays Cheryl Bradshaw, and she gave an outstanding performance.
She directed it
and showed how. She was a producer too, I think, and she just kind of was able to show how difficult it was to just kind of be a woman at that time here with, trying to be in the industry, the entertainment industry, and dealing with the way that men expected so much, like they expected women to do favors and this and that and the other, and just trying to get into the industry and keep her morals and whatever. And then the whole thing with the dating game killer and how she managed to get out of that. And the guy that they cast for him, which I have in here somewhere,
he was great.
Daniel Zavato. He inhabits Alcala's character so well that he gave me creeps from the first time he was on screen. So I totally recommend this movie. Yeah. I know it wasn't a series, but it was on Netflix. So
real quick, Jenny, because I had listened to the podcast about the dating game killer. Mm-hmm. So when I saw this pop up on Netflix, and I look and I go, oh, wait a minute, they're telling the story. Wow. And I really enjoyed it. It was very, like, it didn't go beyond.
I was on the edge of my seat. Like
totally.
The whole movie.
That stuff in the parking lot when he's following her in the parking lot.
Oh my God. I was not breathing.
I thought Anna Kendrick did a great job directing it.
Fantastic.
And I liked it because it didn't try to be too much. They really honed in on the time, what's going on. And, and it just, I thought it was really well done. I think that was one of the most underrated movies of the year.
I agree.
I thought it was amazing. My number 5 is Star Trek Lower Decks on Paramount Plus.
So good.
Nice.
So this was the final season.
Tragic, really.
I don't know if it was the best one for the series, but since Paramount did it dirty and canceled it, I most definitely needed to include it in my list. I generally have some sort of Star Trek on there if there's a series of it going at the time.
Weren't you kind of low on this the last time we talked about this?
Well, I actually hadn't watched it. I hadn't watched it because it was a cartoon, and I'm not into cartoons. So anyway, I've told y'all before that I got into Star Trek and Star Wars, for that matter, because of my dad. And I've been rewatching the old series to include the original series, and I never realized just how awful Captain Kirk and the Doctor especially were.
He's a real piece of shit.
Yeah. So anyway, I've been enjoying those as well, and Discovery also had its final season, which it made my honorable mentions, but because it was a really solid season, but it wasn't. I feel like they tied it up as best they could with the short notice of
show hadn't been good since season 3. Really,
I didn't hate it, so it made my honorable mentions. But this one. Lower Decks is so much fun. The irreverent behavior of all the characters, and it truly stands out from the other series. And I feel like they showed growth in
what an arc.
In the final season, even Boimler's awful beard. And I feel like the writers were able to do it justice as we said farewell to the Cerritos and all of her
crew. It doesn't feel like a goodbye, though. No. It really feels like there's more to come.
I'm hoping that they'll pop up somewhere else in the franchise. And since they did do the live action crossover with Strange New Worlds, I'm hoping that they're not averse to, portraying their characters.
I feel like I would like to see that, but I think those characters work so much better
with them
animated.
Being cartoons too.
They're so much more wacky, like the stuff, like just like Boimler's whole like he'll flail his arms around and like stuff like that. It's just and they tried to make
and the way they made his beard patch in.
Yeah, they try to make his weird walk a thing in like live action, and it doesn't it comes off very cartoonish. And I know that's on purpose, because it's a cartoon, but I would prefer to see another cartoon Star Trek show that has those characters appear occasionally, as opposed to like a live action Cerritos. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make any sense to me. So
I don't need it to be a live action Cerritos. I was meaning like if they have another series, like even the 7 of 9 series, if those characters
100%
popped up here and there in that one or whatever. So on to my number 4, which I think has been discussed a little bit by at least Axel, True Detective Night Country. I thought it was really good. I don't really need to say anything else about it. Number 3 was Say Nothing, which was a Hulu original series. And I had just listened to Patrick Radden Keefe's book about the book Say Nothing, not long before this series was released. And then it brought the story even more to life than just listening to the book. And, everything in this series wasn't necessarily perfectly historically accurate. It's close, and it gives a feel for what it was like to live in the times of the Troubles in Northern Ireland. And it was a very interesting story, and I highly recommend it. And so my 2 number ones were the 2 that so besides Night Country, these 2 shows were the 2 that I watched while they were airing or when they dropped. So House of the Dragon and Bridgerton Series 3. And Bridgerton Series 3, so I know most of you probably don't watch Bridgerton. I know Gina does because we podcasted about it.
Yeah. I watched it.
Axel watches everything.
But I love Penelope anyway, and this was her love story this season. So
this is a fun season.
Yes, it was fantastic. And House of the Dragon, I feel like they had a very solid sophomore season. There were a couple of blips, like, taking way too long to get what's his face out of Harrenhal. But other than
that's just a parking spot.
It's like the new Maroney's not
405 freeway.
So, but between those two kind of tie for my number 1. I wasn't gonna give one the edge over the other because I watched both of them. Like Bridgerton, it dropped in 2 drops, and I watched House of the Dragon weekly while it was airing, and I enjoyed both of them immensely. So that's my list. My honorable mentions, like I said, I have Discovery, Rings of Power Series 2, What We Do in the Shadows, and Hacks.
Wow. That is a great list, Jenny. And also, Jenny and Gina did a podcast on Bridgerton season 3 too that you can listen to. Go back, dvrpodcast.com. I thought that was a really fun season. Actually, a lot of surprising things happened that I felt in other seasons it took a long time to build up to, and it kind of moved quicker, and things happened. And I like this season. I watched it while I had COVID, and I was just talking to my wife about it. That was a great list. Thank you very much, Jenny. Wonderful. Yep. Now it's time that we move on to Gina.
Gina.
Yes. Okay. My number 10 is kind of a how-to show called Homegrown. It's on HBO. It's about turning your backyard into a sustainable garden that can help feed your family. And I think it's an important show because I think people need to start growing their own food more.
Because the electrical grid's probably going to shut off.
Well, and because this week, 75% of the farm workers in California didn't show up for work to pick the food. So, just telling you. But I love gardening. I started getting into it during COVID. This woman who does it, she is a urban farmer in Atlanta, and she does these incredible makeovers to people's backyards in terms of helping them grow food and fruit, and then sometimes they have honeybees and chickens. It's really quite amazing.
Oh, wow.
And I'm always hiring Gina, just in case you're wondering.
Yeah, it's just like fun to watch, and it gives you so many ideas and gets you excited about doing something.
That's right. Andy's a fucking farmer.
Yeah, Andy's a farmer. Yeah.
He's homegrown.
We were trading pictures of his mom's asparagus.
Yes, that's true.
So, yeah. So,
euphemism?
No, that's serious. Because I'm trying to grow asparagus, and in Minnesota, it grows wild everywhere. Anyway,
did that make you feel a little salty, Gina? It would have made me feel a little salty to hear that it was growing wild everywhere, and I was struggling.
Yes, it does. Because you know what? Because
it's like Jenna Lyons.
Because I told him I went to a grocery store, and it was $13 a pound. Asparagus was
crazy
last week, and I was just like, I can't
right here, it actually can be a pest thing where it grows so wild that I actually have to mow it over sometimes because it gets in the way.
But you have a nice landing strip, though, Andy. So so you can.
I think asparagus growing is so funny. Just these like little twigs sticking up out of the ground. It's so funny.
Forever. It takes like 3 years before you get a batch. Anyway, gardening aside.
Let's get away from Andy sending unsolicited asparagus pics.
I know.
It's not what it sounds like.
Homegrown, baby.
Number 9 on my list. As Jenny mentioned, we podcast about it. Bridgerton season 3. I have this down as an AAFD show, which means always a fucking delight. Yes. So it's just costumes. They bring out a lot of feminist themes in it, which I think is important for women now, even though it was kind of back then when they didn't really have any rights. But yeah, love it. It's always good fun. So number 8, I mixed up my list a little bit from when I initially posted it, is another 3-part documentary.
Oh.
It's called Anatomy of Lies. It was on Peacock. It is about this crazy fucking woman who used to write on Grey's Anatomy.
Oh,
Her name is Elizabeth Finch.
Oh,
and she lied about everything from having cancer to a kidney transplant to her brother committing suicide, sexual abuse, the Me Too movement. It's bonkers. And I don't want to give the spoiler of how it's all finally outed.
Yeah, don't, because I'm definitely watching.
Because I'm just like,
so good.
Thank God for you, and thank God for you having the courage to come forward and do this.
What's this on, Gina?
It was Peacock.
Oh,
The silliest named streaming service that you can think of.
Oh, I know.
Well, they trim their asparagus at Peacock, okay?
man, I was just about to say that. Man.
Oh my God.
What's it called again, Gina? Anatomy of
Lies. Because she
okay.
was a like top writer on Grey's Anatomy for years.
Wow.
What was
She
her
done
name?
stuff-
Elizabeth what?
Elizabeth Finch. Oh
Yeah.
my God, you guys. Like my mouth was hanging open the whole time I was watching it because I was like, oh my God, I can't believe
Okay, I get this is on my.
like this
I gotta watch this.
It's really just kind of unbelievable. Number 5 on my list is I really skipped ahead. Number 7 on my list, Shrinking. We've talked about that. I bawled for a good 5 minutes after that very last episode because I think I was just like so relieved. Number 6, Somebody Somewhere. We've talked about that a lot too. Great show. Gonna miss that a lot. She is just charming. I hope we get to see her do a lot more stuff as time goes on.
The whole cast. I love that whole cast.
Yes,
Is great.
the whole cast. I know they're all really good. Number 5 was on Apple Plus. It's called Disclaimer. It was Kate Blanchett and Sacha Baron Cohen,
Alfonso
who always surprises me when he's not being like Borat or Ali G. This show was so cringy. I had to break it up in pieces to watch it. Like I was just like, oh, I don't know if I can finish it. It just feels so horrible and awful.
100%.
And then
It's going to be a no from me, dog.
I watched another 2, and I was just, and then finally, I would call it the twist happens, but the reveal happens, and you're like, oh my God, thank God. But it was just, I don't know. It was it was so cringy, but I think sometimes like good stuff has to be cringy and uncomfortable. And this definitely was. Great performances. Kate Blanchett was stellar. Sacha Baron Cohen both of those actors are just, were really phenomenal. It was really, really good. True Detective was my number 4, which we've talked about a lot. My number 3 was also Say Nothing, Jenny. So yeah, I thought it was fascinating. I thought
fuck the British.
So good.
the female lead in it, the younger actress version that played her as her character was just Dolores. Such a firecracker. Just like this is even I think before the women's movement in the U.S. She was just. Take no prisoners. It was awesome. She was really, really great.
Irish.
Number 2 was Ripley, which we've talked about. Just so stunning, just gorgeous, riveting, mesmerizing at times, even though the story had been told before. I felt like it was somewhat different, definitely different than the Matt Damon version. Yeah. So that was good. And then number 1, And I'm very conflicted about this because I have a lot of issues with some of the aftermath of the show was Baby Reindeer. Like nothing I'd ever seen. Hard to believe it was like a one-man show that turned into this. Just super craziness. And, you know, clearly the main character, Martha, was very mentally ill. But then after all the stuff broke when Fiona Harvey came out and said, I'm pretty sure this is about me, it kind of felt like Richard Gadd was equally as mentally ill, if not brilliant.
I don't think I ever doubted that while watching that show. I thought that, I don't know if he understood that. I think maybe he did. I'm not so sure, but
during it, it's like you kind of think that, but then just like after it, it's like, okay, because it didn't end with her in jail in real life. And the fact that he goes and does this and it's like, oh, this person will never recognize themselves. Yeah. It's like, dude, like seriously,
it's all
I don't know.
Just play or something, you know?
And then for some part of it, I thought, oh, maybe this was all a performance art piece. She's been in on the joke the whole time. It was a whole thing, but that didn't happen. You know, then it was lawsuits and everything else. And I was like, well, that makes it less brilliant and more sad, but it would have been brilliant had that been their whole playing shtick. Anyway, a couple shout outs to honorable mentions. I think the Jackal, Eddie Redmayne, oh my God, was phenomenal in that. I think there's probably going to be a second season of that, which I'm looking forward to. And also Squid Games, which wasn't as great as the first one, but I think is still super relevant for where we're at with society in this point of time. So, yeah,
awesome.
That's my top 10 list.
That is a great list, Gina. Varied, interesting. Of course, things that we covered too on the pod. Yeah. I love that list. Baby Reindeer sent from the iPhone. He's doing a new show now. He's got his new show coming up where he's playing. It's about two brothers, and his brother is, who was the guy in the Glass in the M. Night Shyamalan movies? The English kid, the young guy, the short dude.
Haley Joe?
No. In the he was in that series, that trilogy. He had the multiple personalities. Yes, James McAvoy.
Yeah,
McAvoy.
I'm like a kid. I'm thinking of Haley Joe Oswald. Well, he's not a kid.
I mean, but I don't know. He's little. He's
a goat. Okay.
We're old now, though, Solo. He's probably like 33 or 4. How old is James McAvoy?
All right, I still would have to have a kid in high school to have a 33-year-old.
He's got to be in his 40s.
That's true. Okay, I'm not that old.
He could be a kid.
Anyway,
you're a dad at 10 years.
I like him very much, but he plays his brother, and that's his new thing he's doing.
Is it out yet, or is it gonna?
Oh no, they're just writing it and putting it together now. Yeah, it's gonna be. Okay. It's a couple years off, I'm sure.
Okay.
James McAvoy is 45.
Okay, I was totally wrong.
Yeah, well, young whippersnapper.
It's like your younger brother.
Totally wrong.
Oh my God.
That makes me feel good. I'm glad to be wrong about that, folks. I'm glad to be wrong about it. So let's keep it moving. We got Heath and Mike. Thank you both, first of all, for your patience. Obviously, listening to us yap, but we've all been chatting with each other. Some great lists so far. Take it away, Solo.
Mike, you want to do something different? You want to go back 10, 10, 9, 9, back and forth?
Sure, we can do that.
Nice.
Let's do something fun.
I mean,
right.
Okay.
I like it.
Mix it up.
Solo,
it's like
the mastermind.
It's like back in the day when me and Axel used to do it. We just went back and forth because it's easier with two people. Back when 10 years ago, we were recording in the back of your van.
I think it was longer than 10 years ago, my friend.
In 2025, we're still recording in the back of a van. But, all right.
I got the candy right here.
My list. I'm going to alternate with one mic. So my number 10 is The Lazarus Project, season 2 on USA. Really amazing show, and I think it's Tom Burke who plays CB Strike.
Yep.
His character's more in it. I really like him. So they canceled it. This should be on Netflix or something because it's just a great show. It's well done. The writing is fantastic, and it's a shame that it's gone forever. So that's my number 10. What's your number 10, Mike?
I like The Lazarus Project. I haven't watched season 2 yet. Well, I have started it. I haven't finished season 2, but I like that show. My number 10 is Shrinking season 2. I think we've all talked about that. I echo everybody's sentiments. It's a great show. Nothing really to add. I actually, no, I do want to add one thing. I think the performance of Jason Segel is lost in how Harrison Ford's performance is celebrated. I think Jason Segel is doing a phenomenal job on that show.
It's the most I've ever liked him. It's not even close.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
yeah, he's also excellent. Yes, the whole cast is. I love them all.
Yes, the whole cast is, and I think they have a great chemistry. You know, during season 1, I remember in my videos I talked about wanting more scenes with certain characters together, and this season found not just like a great balance of putting everybody together that I like to see together. Particularly like Gabby and Liz, I thought that was a good pairing that that found its footing toward the end of season 1, and they leaned into it this year.
Lots of that this year.
The cast is so strong now that it doesn't matter anymore. You put anybody in there, like even the kind of like secondary characters, like Brian, the lawyer friend. Brian was incredible this season. He is that is such a great character. So Shrinking season 2.
I think while you're talking about that, I think I mentioned this last year when we talked about this too. But Ted McGinley. I can't believe
of course.
Ted McGinley
he pops up for like a half a minute. Yeah.
I have never really cared for his performance as much over the years, but I think he is just fantastic in this show too. So
I don't remember the last thing I saw him in before this. Probably Married with Children. So like I can't speak to that, but like man, he's outstanding. Even better this year than season 1.
Agreed.
All right. Well, me and my wife just watched the first 2 episodes of Shrinking, so we're on the train. No, we're watching Shrink In, not Shrinking. But no. Shrinkage is the Axel's movie, the 3-part doc. But I thought the first 2 episodes are really great. I'm looking forward to the journey. My number 9 is a murder mystery that was on FX Hulu, Under the Bridge, with Lily Gladstone, Riley Keough.
That was very good.
Verita Gupta,
Agreed.
who I thought was that show. Like, I'm thinking it's going one way, and then but the performances of these young girls blew my mind. I mean, all of them. And then you realize the big thing at the end, like when all the pieces are put together of who murdered her, it was like, wait, what? Psycho killer. It was just like, and it was, based on a true story. So I was just like, my God. But this was, even the young girls, they listen to Biggie Smalls and they're dancing around and all the lyrics. I mean, it's just, every detail of this show was awesome. And I liked Riley Keough. I thought she was really good.
You know what was funny to me about this when I watched it? They did such an amazing job, Heath, with, like you were saying, telling the story. I had actually heard this story before on a podcast. So but I didn't realize it was the same story until way late in the story, because they did such a good job of just like telling the story. So it was really good. I had forgotten about that. That's one I would have had on my honorable mentions at least. So I did miss that one. Good job.
Oh, yeah, because it took a long time to get to the classic Jenny moment of I would have had that on there, but I forgot to note it.
That's what I would have had on my honorable mentions.
Hey, we did. All right. I was scared we weren't going to make that quota. All right. Your number 9, Mike.
My number 9, we've already talked about. I think Julian talked about it. Might have been Axel too. But my number 9 is Fallout. That was kind of a big surprise for me. I didn't expect to like that as much as I did. It sat pretty high in my top 10 for most of the year. Like a lot of my top 10 kind of fleshed out toward the end of the year. But Fallout was a lot higher than 9 for most of the year. And I just found it to be really entertaining, really fun, really creative. Walton Goggins, I mean, anybody who knows Walton Goggins, they're like, he's one of my favorite character actors, and he is. He's great. I'm looking forward to another season of that. I was really impressed.
There's lots to mine, I feel like, in that show still. There's so much that they kind of set up as like, here's the world, and there's a million things that we can do in it now. It feels very like freeing to watch that show and be like, anything can happen.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll cross over to me. My number 8 is a show that's been on a few lists that we covered, me and Axel, from HBO. True Detective Night Country. I know a lot of people, it just felt like this was one of those shows that people had wanted to hate it because they felt like they had to hate it. I mean,
the creator getting involved in that controversy did not help, I think, at all. I think it made it much, much worse. It's like if he, I can't remember his name. The guy.
So she, right?
The original
Nick
creator.
Puzzolato.
Yeah.
Oh, Nick Puzzolato. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about him. Yes.
He
that's right.
He was all up. He's well, I don't consider it to be part of blah blah. But it's like, man, you made the show for HBO. You made a bad second season. The third season is fine, pretty good. And now you're going to be upset because someone else is playing in your sandbox. I don't know. That I think that was a real bummer for me. But I really liked the show otherwise.
Yeah, and I liked because concurrently I was rewatching season 1, and so the little connections, and it didn't matter the connections, but it was because we're like, is so and so going to show up? But it was kind of, I'm glad they kept the mythology going, even if it was little things. That's all I need sometimes. I don't look at it as, oh, they just shoehorned that in. I'm like, no, when you mention Russ Cole's dad and different things, I like the connectivity of it. So, and I really like the I forget her name offhand, the director who's taken, they're supposed to do another season. I thought did a really great job. And and of course you throw it in Alaska during the 30 days a night or whatever. And it's awesome. Great backdrop. All right. So that's my number 8. As I'm starting to get really high, so I might be more on a certain level.
Right.
Number you're number
high?
8, Mike.
Glad Gina got to go before you guys.
Yeah, seriously.
My number 8 is Sugar. Again, another one we've already discussed. I thought my list is kind of full of stuff like, not like this in the sense of like Sugar, but things that I appreciate for trying something new or pushing the envelope, doing something creative and pulling it off. And I just thought Sugar was captivating throughout. I wasn't sitting there like looking for a twist or expecting or needing one. I didn't sit there. My enjoyment of the season was not contingent upon a cool twist happening or being pulled off. I thought Colin Farrell was great. Colin Farrell is kind of like my TV actor of the year as well. I have one other that we'll talk about later, but I thought Sugar was great. And when they did the twist or whatever you want to call it, I didn't think anything of it. I mean, Axel and I were texting very early in the season. I think it was after the first episode. I was like, "Is this motherfucker?" I got text Axel like, "You think it's this?" And it felt crazy, but it was like the show built up to that in a way that was acceptable for me. So when it happened, I was like, all right, cool. It wasn't one of those things where like, that's dumb. Now this show is stupid. Like I didn't do that. So I found Sugar to be interesting, creative, really enjoyable to watch. And it's getting a second season, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
kind of renewed for a second. So yeah, I'm going to definitely be looking forward to that.
Yeah, and we'll be looking forward to covering it, right, Axel?
We sure as hell will.
All right. Yeah, Sugar, we covered the whole season, and that was a lot of fun doing. I love taking chances on covering shows. Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's Alcatraz or Flash Forward, but it was kind of fun to jump on the Sugar train. All right, my number 7 is a late surprise. Netflix dropped around Christmas time. It's the Keira Knightley series, Black Doves. It was batshit crazy.
Yeah, it was fun.
And
my
it
honorable
was
mentions.
One in my wheelhouse. Like it seems like this whole list this year, there's something in one of my genres. And this one, I surprisingly loved it. We've had a bunch of films where we get both men and women, they're older, and then they go to kick ass. Like you had, it started with Liam Neeson, I guess, with Taken, but then Sean Penn did one, and Pierce Brosnan did one.
Bob Odenkirk.
I'll say Bob Odenkirk did one.
Bob Odenkirk.
Short Round's doing one now.
Who?
And then
Short Round, who was
Short Round.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I gotta see that after a gummy or something. But the and then like Jennifer Gardner did one. So where was I going? Oh, so Black Doves. I thought it was going to be more like that, but I felt it was very interesting. And when you got British actors in a show, I mean, British actors are just fantastic. One of the guys who plays her husband was in a show called Broadchurch that I really loved.
Yep.
Ben Wisham's great in I've never seen him in anything I didn't think he was great in.
Something else, man.
Yeah, so I mean, it was just this show. It was like a binge, and I need a little of like 24, Alias, something like in part of me every year, and that's why I watch The Night Agent, because I feel The Night Agent's the younger stepbrother of 24, but not redhead, just younger stepbrother. But no, I really liked Black Doves, and it actually had some nice twists, and it was well done.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about Night Agent, man. No shade for Peter Sutherland over here. That's my guy. My number 7 is the one Andy mentioned earlier that I was like, oh, it's on my list too. Tokyo Vice Season 2. Very underrated show. Very underrated. Sad to see it go, but really great show. I enjoyed Season 1 quite a bit as well, so I didn't think Season 2 was like a massive leap up, but like Season 2 was better. Yeah, everybody on that show is really, really good. You got what's my man, Ansel Elgort. You got Ken Watanabe. You got Rachel Keller. My man who plays what's the name? Oh man, starts with an S. Come on, Andy.
I can't remember most of the cast in this besides Ansel Elgort.
Oh my god.
Well, no, I mean I don't even know the guy's real name.
Okay.
The Yakuza guy, the main one.
Yeah, Yakuza. Yeah,
I can't remember what his name is in the show either.
But man, some start with an S. I don't know. It's a short name. I don't know. It's whatever. But he's great. I saw him in something else, and I was like excited to see him. I'm like, oh, that's my man.
Yeah.
I think why I thought it was a step up for me was I thought the pacing was so much better. The first one I thought was so not like it was too slow, but it just was. There was times. There was
Sato, my man Sato. That's right.
I just thought it was. I thought they fine tuned it, and I'm actually okay with it ending because I thought it ended on a perfect spot for season 2, anyways. So, anyways, continue. Sorry.
Yep, Heath, number 6.
All right, my number 6. Okay, this is my no, I don't think anyone's watched this show except for Brett. But number 6 is a Netflix show from France.
That we hitting, boy.
I don't know. It's called Anthracite. It's an old case gets reopened after a reporter goes missing, leading this web sleuth daughter to a small mountain town haunted by a sect, secrecy, and death. It is awesome. I didn't think now the girl who's she's the daughter of the reporter that went missing. Her father was doing a documentary and all that, and she's a little out there. And I'm surprised I really liked her, but I just did. And so it's a nice little French show, and shit goes crazy in this show. But the lead detective, played by Camille Lou, I think Camille Lou, she's awesome. So Anthracite, baby, check it out on Netflix of Net.
All right, my number 6 is The Bear Season 3. Andy, I think, talked about this one for a little bit. I think Jenny probably did too. But The Bear, I mean, was it as good as season 1 or 2? No. But is The Bear just better than pretty much everything else anyway? Yes. Like, I mean, it's endlessly emotional, captivating. It draws you in. These characters are so well fleshed out, so interesting to watch. Yeah, even in a season that felt like it was missing something, it still was a great watch. So yeah, it's still on my list. It's not, the number 1 champion as the first 2 seasons were, but it was still good. It was still great, and I expect the next season to be even better, since it seemed to be this season kind of almost felt like it was setting the stage for whatever. Yeah, for whatever's going to happen in season 4. So high hopes for season 4.
All right. So that brings me to number 5. And Julian will like this. From Netflix, The Gentleman. Andy had been pushing me to watch it. I'm a huge Guy Ritchie fan. And the movie, I actually liked. What ruined the movie for me is with the Hugh Grant voiceover that started the movie, that took me out of a lot of it. If they would have fixed that, I think the movie as a whole would have been better. But I like the movie. I like most of Guy Ritchie's stuff, but Theo James, as we talked about, and then the lead girl, the lead actress, she's awesome.
Yeah.
Don't have her name in front of me because of the weed soda, but no, the gentleman. Like I said, this is another thing. The Guy Ritchie. I'm a huge rock and roller fan as well.
Nice.
I love that. I'm a big fan of that because I remember it was Gerard Butler, and I'm like, oh, cool, he's in a Guy Ritchie movie, and Tom Hardy.
They promised more. They're like, the rock and roller will return, essentially what they said. And then, no, it will never. No one will. They all cost too much money now, but that's okay.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because they mentioned the street and the cobbles, and one of my friends from Britain, his nickname ended up becoming Cobbles. And so we call each other Cobbles. It's just anyway. It's weird how he's known as Cobbles.
Scodelario, is that her name? Yeah, the lead actress.
She was in Maze Runner.
Yeah, I never saw the Maze Runner.
I think she actually kind of looks a little like my sister.
Oh, she's great. I mean, she's fantastic, and even the brother, the George Clooney wannabe lookalike,
Daniel Ings. Yeah, Freddie.
Yeah. I mean, it's got all the wild Guy Ritchie stuff. After the first episode, I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't know, this might be too much. But then I realized, no, I like this. And then Vinnie Jones, he plays such a deeper, like, I don't know how to say deeper
so
character.
Cool. Yeah,
he's cool, but he's calm, and he's not the big bad crazy guy.
Yeah, he really surprised me in that show.
Yeah,
I couldn't.
It was
I was surprised
a really
he was playing
warm
that part.
performance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like he really, and I just was like, I love seeing the other side of actors. A lot of people want to see the same. Oh, I know. Yes. But that show is great. I mean, like Theo James. I mean, he was amazing in White Lotus. Second, I mean, he's so good. I remember he was on, I think Golden Boy it was called. It was some like New York cop show is when I first saw him, and I don't think it lasted very long. But man, he definitely could be doing some A-list stuff. I mean, he already is, but he's awesome. But this show, Guy Ritchie always freaking puts a smile on my face. So number 5 was The Gentleman on Netflix.
I thought Theo James was really good in The Time Traveler's Wife too. That show didn't get any love, but I thought he was good in that too.
I didn't see that.
I didn't know he was in that.
Yeah. My number 5 is Shogun. Again, already talked about. It's my number 5. I like a lot of people put it a lot higher. Not here, obviously, but a lot of everyone else puts it pretty high. And I just kind of felt like it got off to a rocky start for me. There were a lot of things that I had issues with early on in that season that I thought kind of like course corrected as the show went on. And I thought it got stronger and stronger as it progressed. And I thought it ended very well. So like it was always in there just because of everything it was doing on a very high level. But for me, when we're talking about like top 2, top 3, I need to be feeling like I was in on it was banging from the very beginning to the very end. And like I said, I thought Shogun got off to a rocky start. I didn't like what he was doing with the Blackthorn character, that voice. Like it
Japans. You didn't like the Japans.
Not even just the voice. It was like
depends.
Where's my ship?
Depends. He leveled out. He leveled out throughout the season, and that became okay with me. But like in the beginning, it was almost comical. Like he was doing.
You tell this Portuguese scoundrel.
Yeah, it was like, man, like I don't know. It didn't feel genuine to the authentic to the situation he was in. Like it almost felt like
shake myself out of character.
It was too much. But
the Japans,
like the Japans, it was too much, man.
But the Japanese performances, like all the characters who are native Japanese are really, really good. Like
all of the
so
Japanese,
good that it's
I liked
even.
everybody. I thought they were
all of the Japanese actors I thought were absolutely incredible. Obviously,
the
everybody
best of the best. Yeah.
Everybody talked about Anna Sawai, but I thought all of them were great. Like the guy that played Buntaro was absolutely fucking incredible. Obviously, what's the Tobunaga? What was that? Yabashige.
Oh,
he was
man.
absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Toranaga. I mean, that actor. His name escapes me at the moment, but I know it. He's great in everything. So yeah, the Japanese actors were absolutely incredible. But yeah, we talked about it. So Heath, number 4.
May I interject to say?
Yeah, please interject or
one of the
inject.
one of the things we've always talked about is
Please
we
don't
try
inject.
not to shit on actors because, first of all, Heath is an actor. I began my
I get
life
shit
as
on
an
all the
actor,
time. So.
but also because actors act, and her role in how awesome she was in Shogun, and how, I hate to say it, awful that whole fucking Godzilla show was. You were right, Mike. Then this is Mike. We were all like, this Godzilla show is going to be great on Apple TV. And Mike was like, that looks like shit. And then I started watching. It's like, this show is awful. It was.
I'm glad you remember that.
Oh
I
God.
finished half of it. I finished only half, and it's like, how can they keep making? How can they
It was
keep making
terrible.
the story make sense? Like it just doesn't.
And the
we're
kid
dragging
kept-
this out any
She
longer.
was awful. The kids were off, but then she was great in Shogun. So actors, right? You got to have a good script. You have to have great direction, great story. It has to come together. But that's all I had to say. Go ahead, Solo.
She's on the second season of Pachinko too.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, Shogun is a controversial pick for me. I don't know why. I thought, okay, so Shogun I thought was beautiful. I thought the acting was great. I really enjoyed it. But it just didn't hit me. And usually, I mean, I love Japanese culture and I love that setting. And it was, for me, it wasn't like, I felt I was let down a little bit with that show. So that's why it's not in my top 10. It's actually 17th for me. But it's like Ripley. I only saw the first episode of Ripley, and I didn't continue it just because of do I want to see this before? But I thought visually it was one of the greatest fucking things I ever saw in my life.
Oh, okay. We'll say
That's why I will go back
take
to
an
it.
interesting turn.
No, that's why I'm going to go back to it when I'm in the mood
Uh-oh.
for that story.
In the mood for love.
Because it was shot like I was blown away. Same thing with Disclaimer. It's not my top 10, but Disclaimer I thought was so well done, and I actually really liked it. So it was tough for me because that was on the...
And very suspenseful. I think that's part of it. Was just like, and that's why it was so cringy too, because you're just like, oh my god,
Oh my god! And you're right. I didn't realize that was Borat until the second episode or whatever.
yeah,
I'm like,
I know, right?
I didn't either.
I was
Actually,
like,
I didn't
who's her
either.
so
husband? I was like,
good.
yeah,
It took me a minute. I didn't notice. I didn't realize it either at first.
Yeah, no, that I think that's one of the best made shows as well. But my rankings are a little different. But
Well, so that's why I had that honorable mention solo of the shows that I recognize are great shows, production value, acting, all the Shogun and Ripley both. I watched them both, and I cannot deny they're great shows, but they just didn't hit with me. In the way that-
Right. And Disclaimer
recognize
the
they are
same way.
great, but-
Disclaimer.
yeah.
I mean, there's that one episode, Gina, that you're just like, huh? But it's about perspective. Anyway, the twists are awesome in Disclaimer. That one could rise as I think about it more, because I really watched it and that was it, because I didn't have anyone really to talk about it a lot. And now when Gina brings up, I'm starting thinking about it. I'm like, damn, that's a good show.
That's one that I missed this year that I still want to get back to and watch. That's sometimes, even though you watch 50 shows in a year, you still don't have.
I didn't watch Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I've been wanting to watch. I totally forgot about it.
So good. You'll love it.
Yeah,
I covered disclaimer on my I covered disclaimer on my channel, and he's sitting there, I don't have anybody to talk to it about.
Well, I listened to Genius, but I should. Yeah. Yeah.
You got to watch
Let's do your number 4, man.
On Call.
I love that. I love one, Mike. Okay,
you'll
my
love
number four. Number four is FX Hulu, The Bear. Now, for me, I hadn't seen The Bear, and I've been hearing about it. I have had friends, not just my friends here, but friends all over saying, "Watch The Bear. Watch The Bear. This is your show." So before once season 3 was dropped, me and my wife binged. We did have to take a couple of breaks, but I was blown away is an understatement. This show was nothing like I had ever seen, and I thought it was like freaking a masterpiece. Like you see a scene where John Bernthal's character is talking to, the cook, the Spanish. Is she Spanish or Puerto Rican?
Oh yeah, I think she's Puerto Rican. I can't remember what her name is.
Tina's the character's name.
Yeah, Tina.
Yeah.
That scene, it hit at home so much, because there have been times where I've been out of place, low on cash in the past, and trying to rethink things, and that scene, and that was early on, of course. But I know some people had problems with season 3 or wasn't as strong. Watching it the way I did, it worked for me because I love these characters so much, and I didn't think Richie Cousin, I hated him. He's my favorite character.
Oh yeah,
after Spoons or Forks or whatever that episode.
Yeah. Oh, that was I needed that for Richie. I needed
the biggest glow up.
It was. Yeah. Oh my god, that episode was amazing, and of course that episode. That's my
what a great
favorite
actor.
Episode.
I loved him,
but also that Christmas frick with Jamie Lee Curtis. I was like
Seven Fishes.
Yeah.
That was when I had to take a break because that's
when we took a 2-day break. What were you going to say, Ax? Sorry,
that was tough.
Axel?
Oh no, I was just saying he's so what's his name? We had Evan Bachrock. He's going to be in.
It was great in Andor.
Oh well, in Girls is the first time I remember seeing.
Okay,
right.
He was. There's a lot of people in Girls.
He's going to be Ben Grimm, right? That's
he is.
Good for him. I'm glad
he was in
getting that bump.
He was in the Coen Brothers movie about the folk singer. Remember?
Oh,
Llewyn Davis.
Yes,
Isaac
Inside Llewyn Davis. Yeah.
Never saw that one. Is that a good movie?
Yes. It's a fantastic.
I gotta see that. I missed that.
Okay.
If we're gonna name random Evan Backrack roles, he was in.
He's kind of like old sports guys, Mike. We do this too.
He was in the John Adams miniseries with.
Oh wow!
Wow!
Nice.
John Adams.
I want to watch
John
that.
Quincy. He played John Quincy Adams in that.
Wow!
Interesting.
Wow!
Yeah.
I'm such a
JQA, as we call him on the streets.
All right. So your number 4, Mike? Yeah.
Let's see. My number 4. Mr. and Mrs. Smith. So yeah, I've already said my piece about that. I think Julian did as well. Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Smith is my number 4. Loved it. We love us. Hope the second season is even close to as good as this one.
Wow. May I interject that I like that they're changing the characters? That's all I'm going to say. I think it's a cool idea. I like that they left it off like that. I think it fits with the first season.
As long as they get the right couple.
It's going to be fun.
Well, I mean, not for spoilers or anything, but it wouldn't really make sense for them to continue in that.
I agree.
In the same roles.
It worked through it, yeah.
Or it would make sense to have him come back as the Parker Posey role in a future season too.
Sure.
I think.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Anyways, sorry. Go ahead, Solo.
No.
Number 3, right?
I love crosstalk. Number 3. All right, number 3. I didn't think this would make it. I heard someone on this podcast say, "Yeah, it's fun. It's good," and I'm like, "Okay." It looks cool, but I was worried. And then I put on that Peacock app and we binged it in the frickin' Day of the Jackal, man.
Oh.
I was so... The only reason I'm not a huge Eddie Redmayne fan, but I'm buying stock in him now.
Redman Fane.
He's awesome. He is so good. And my girl from Money Heist, Ursula Cobero, or I forget her last name, who plays his wife. I love her in Money Heist, that Spanish show. But in the actress chasing him, very annoying, but there's a reason why she's annoying, and it worked. And how she built up, and then the finale and stuff was pretty awesome. But this show rocked my world, and it's at my number 3.
It was.
I thought that show did a great job of drawing parallels between her and the Jackal.
Yeah. Yes. No. That's the thing is, I mean that in a good way. Her annoying, she's wants to get in the room, but she has to. She wants in on this case.
She's gray too. She's not.
Oh,
It's not like this super awesome good guy going after this bad. She's not.
She has her problems too.
That's what I think. That's what you were, I think, trying to get at. But I'm like, you could say it. She was not great. She was kind of an asshole.
No, she was. But there's a reason.
She was an asshole.
I mean, how she used her asset
that made the show better. I agree. That brought me back into the show.
But that was good.
But that's what.
We're not supposed to like it. Yeah. No, 100%. And that's, I think, one of the reasons why this show elevated, because it's not just super cop going after super villain. It's flawed characters. Even the best and the best has got problems he's got to deal with. And oh my gosh. So it blew me away. So good at Peacock. Hey.
Yeah. The location shooting too was fantastic all over Europe.
Yeah. And the sound, actually the soundtrack, I know actually we don't love music in a lot of stuff. Overused, Yellow Jackets, but I loved a lot of this new music I hadn't heard before. I really liked it. There was like maybe twice. It was all right. We don't need.
They chilled out
here.
They chilled.
The first few
out.
episodes, the needle drops were way over the top.
Yeah. That's why
I'm glad I wasn't the only one who thought that, because they slowed
I
down
thought that
way
too.
more.
Once they slowed it down and did one here and there, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it was in your face at first. But number 3, Day of the Jackal. All right, Mike.
So my number 3 has not been mentioned at all on this podcast so far. Industry season 3. Industry is a show that I think has improved every season. I think Industry season 1 was kind of like Euphoria in the banking industry. And I think as the show has progressed, it has become smarter. It has become less gratuitous, kind of like just for the sake of. And it's endlessly captivating. It's a very smart show. The characters have been developed phenomenally. It's very, very well acted. And I think it's one of the best shows on TV right now. And I think it's a shame that more people aren't watching it.
I'm writing it down. By next podcast next year, I will have caught up.
I did have that as an honorable mention, Mike. I thought this season was a massive step up from the first 2 seasons. I kept watching it because you've been so high on it forever. And I did think season 3 was really good. It just didn't quite. It didn't quite make my top 10 because it wasn't something that it didn't suck me in as much. But it is a good show, and the season 3 especially is very good.
And can I just say, for this group in particular, season 3. I mean, come on, Kit Harington. Come on, you guys want to watch Kit Harington, right?
He brings a lot to the show.
He's really good.
He is good.
Okay.
Remember, Criminal London.
We all love Jon Snow, right? We all love Jon Snow, but like, that's
Jon
not the greatest performance, though, right? Like
well, and this was actually similar to what I said.
Really good on the. He's really good on this.
When I saw he was going on, I was just like, oh, is he just going to be like posh Jon Snow? So it's good to know
he's really good. I really enjoyed it. It's a very different character. And yeah, he gained some respect from me because even though we love Jon Snow, not a great performance in my opinion.
And like you're definitely right about the raunch. Man, raunchiness isn't the right word for it, but like the first episode I think of the season or series was directed by what's her name from Girls,
Lena Dunham, who's an executive producer on the show,
and it had a lot of that.
Lena Dunham,
yes. And it had a lot of that kind of feel that I never was really a big Girls fan, and that I could kind of and a lot of that has kind of like when Adam McKay became less involved with Succession, it became a little bit different show, and I think Industry is doing that same kind of thing where it's shifting away from what it was to something I enjoy more.
I enjoyed season 1, but like in an entirely different way, like kind of just like, oh, okay, that was fun, like that was but season 2 and season 3 I looked at those in a completely different light.
It gets better the longer it goes. And
that's the
beginning. There's a lot of cringiness to the first season or two.
There is, and where you're like, I will readily admit that it is. Wow. It's gratuitous. It's flat out. It's gratuitous.
Well, this show really grew because that's why originally when it came out, I watched the first episode because I had read about it coming out because HBO was pushing that Lena Dunham was involved with the show. And then I think they got it transformed into something different over time, and that's kind of interesting.
Like by the end of the season 3, the showrunners are the ones writing and directing the episodes by the end of season 3, and I think it's stronger because of that.
That's good.
Yeah, some of the best episodes of television this year were on that season.
Wow.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
There's several moments.
I've heard great things. Yeah, you're not alone.
I was completely blown away. It's an incredible show, and it's really hard to convince somebody to watch it who watches season 1 because it's like you can't really they're so difficult to compare.
If you hadn't have been beating the drum so hard for it, Mike, I would not have continued.
I'm going to continue to beat the fucking drum, man. Make it through season 1.
I'm going to beat the drum. Let's move this podcast along.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hey,
that's what I'm beating.
Of all of them, we ain't rushing me. No,
guys, wait. Take your time, gentlemen. You waited.
No, you're good. You're good.
I wanted to give that one a little bit more time since it hasn't been mentioned, and it definitely should be. So, season 2. Number 2 for you, Heath.
Number 2 is an Apple Plus show, Bad Monkey.
Nice.
I loved the show.
Bad
It had the
Monkey.
Elmore Leonard feel,
Monkey.
which I love. Vince Vaughn's great. It just it was weird. It's like watching this show because of the backdrop and stuff. Me and my wife were like, "Oh, let's throw on Bad Monkey." Like it just eased us being down in that. But it was the what's her Jamie Lynn Ziegler? No, that's soprano. Meadow soprano.
Isn't that Britney Spears' sister? Like,
Holy shit! Wait a second.
No,
Related to Jamie Sheridan?
Jodie Turner-Smith.
Yeah, exactly. There you go, Jada.
Yeah, Jamie Sheridan.
Jodie Turner Sheridan.
Jodie Turner-Smith blew me away as well, and even Rose from Lost
Oh yeah.
was in it.
Yep.
But it just it had, and Natalie Martinez, who has been on like every show that only lasts a season or something. She's through the years. Detroit 8-1.
She was a show killer.
187.
She was a show killer, just like what's his name, Theo James or whatever. He was a show killer before he got.
It was like they were trying to get Natalie
White
Martinez to be a star, and even like Average Joe. I think the guy Joe 3. She was in that. Was great, but she was just perfect in this. I'm a big fan. I'm glad. Hopefully, Bad Monkey will continue.
And you know what else we haven't mentioned about Bad Monkey? I think it has been renewed, but I think the other thing we didn't mention, just because I called out the Too Many Needle Drops and Day of the Jackal, the music featuring all Tom Petty covers, except for one exception in Bad Monkey, I also loved. Thought it was a cool choice.
You know what? That's
Room at the Top by Eddie Vedder is such a good.
And you know what? I am actually everything is a cover now. Like anytime you hear a song now, they don't use the original song. And I hate it, but in that I loved it. And that was an example of good use for purpose of music. It reminded me of McCabe and Mrs. Miller, like using the same song, but that's one song, but just it really puts you in the mood.
McCabe and Mrs. Miller.
Love that. Solo gave that to me for Christmas on Blu-ray.
I did. Criterion. All right, you're number 2, Mike.
all right, I like responding to your picks too.
Okay,
Bad Monkey.
Respond.
Bad Monkey's not in my list, but I'm one of those people that you guys mentioned about Vince Vaughn. Like I don't not like him, but like I'm not like it's a new Vince Vaughn thing. Let me check it out. And I feel like this is like optimal Vince Vaughn, this show.
The right combo.
Yeah, I found the show to be highly enjoyable. Like I like watching it every week. It's just that it still for me had a lot of issues, and I feel like if you're like a Vince Vaughn person, it's easier to overlook those issues. You can be like, I'm digging this and it's great, but like I had issues. Like for one, I didn't even think the story was that interesting for starters, and then I thought like what was the one guy's name? Neville. Like a lot of the stuff involving him, I didn't think was very good. Like it's like it was enjoyable, but like I don't know, it just didn't work for me really. Wow. And that's one of those things where I think if you are a Vince Vaughn person, it can be easier for you to overlook the things that were kind of a hindrance for me. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a vibe. Yeah. You know.
And like I said, I did still enjoy it. It just wasn't like it's not like it was your number one. Axel, it's his number two. He's number 2. So like it wasn't like to that degree. I did still enjoy watching it, and I'll absolutely watch season 2. So, but yeah, that's why it's not like high.
Yeah, and that happens. I mean, it happens. Again, the vibe, where you're at, kind of like what works for you, what you decide to pick at, what you let go without realizing it sometimes, or it's just it. Like I know for me, I'm not gonna say emotional TV viewer, but like it's how I'm feeling, and watching a show is a big deal. Except if it's about serial killers, then it doesn't matter when I watch it.
I'm going to interrupt. I'm sorry, Solo. I'm going to interrupt because I believe Gina needs to get going.
Oh, okay.
So,
I just wanted to hear the last number 1 because we're so close.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay,
I apologize. All right, so my number 2 is Say Nothing. We've all a few people have talked about it. Absolutely incredible show. I want to take this moment to mention I mentioned Colin Farrell having a great year of television. My 1A and my 1B, Colin Farrell, and then Anthony Boyle. He plays, what's his name? I think his name's Brendan in Say Nothing. The male, the adult version of the male lead. Well, no, not. Well, it depends on who you consider the lead.
You're right.
But
Not Jerry, but the other guy.
yes,
that
not
was
Jerry.
Right,
I think I'm pretty sure his
Jerry
name is
and
Brendan.
Brendan. I
Yeah,
think it's
his name is
Brendan
Brendan.
too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Anthony Boyle. Incredible year for him. Incredible actor. Even in stuff that wasn't all that great, he was in Manhunt, the show about John Wilkes
Apple.
Booth.
Yep.
He was in
wanted
that.
to be good.
And it wasn't, but he was.
awful.
Yeah.
And,
so
and he
bad.
was also in Masters of the Air, another one that was a letdown for me as a show. But again, Anthony Boyle I thought was great in it.
Great.
So shout out to Anthony Boyle.
I have to watch
But yeah,
Say
my
Nothing.
number 2, Say Nothing, was absolutely outstanding. I haggled. It was really tough for me to place my number 1 and number 2 because Say Nothing blew me away. Loved it.
Wow.
Say Nothing would have been on my list, but there's so much stuff to watch that my wife and we've only watched 2 episodes of that. We kind of want to finish some other stuff, but also obviously as being Irish, I kind of feel, and I'm in the process now. Actually, I just got the last thing I need to really start the process of my Irish citizenship. And I'm going to, hopefully within the next couple of years, I'll be a citizen of Ireland.
Well, when they find out you haven't watched the show yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
Go
watch
either way
Green
for
Street
him.
Hooligans.
It's the Republic of Ireland, so they'll forgive me.
All right. While we talk about Axel's immigration status, I'll go to my number 1. And my number 1, from when it aired early in 2024 till this day, is still number 1 from HBO, Tokyo Vice. This show to me, I just think it's the best show I've seen in years. There's a lot of great shows, but this one, I just, the way they capture the culture of Japan and the murder mystery and the underground, and it's just, and the performances, this show hit me in ways. I love the first season. I love the second season. I try not to compare the two, I think, because it kind of feels all one. It was just amazing. And this Ansel Elgort, I know we've seen him in other stuff, West Side Story, stuff like that. He is just like the perfect, I mean, I know it's based on a true character, but it works with him. If you put in Tom Hardy, I don't think it works.
I can't even imagine that.
Yeah, like it's just, he's so innocent and so but smart and driven, but yet, it's just, he really grows. But the Sato character, that is probably our favorite. I mean, it's a real, it's so sad the show, but at least we've got 2 seasons. I'm just very sad it's gone. And that's my number 1. And we'll go to Mike's number 1 before we do the couple honorable mentions I have.
Yeah, I have a couple honor mentions too, but we can let Gina hop off before we do that.
Yeah.
And then my number 1, which has been talked about, was Ripley. Ripley is one where how I put my shows, and this is how I ended up deciding between Ripley and Say Nothing, is it's kind of like what Julian said. I think he talked about how it makes you feel, and how what lingered with him and what didn't. And what I do is what is it that I'm anxious to return to? So like if it's a show that's weekly, how much was I anticipating that night when that new episode dropped? And with Ripley, it was like, how much did I anticipate going to the next episode? And the anticipation was through the roof because like it's a visual fucking feast, man. Like the most beautiful thing I've seen on television. And I'm just like, I want every scene of this shit like on my walls in prints and shit, because it's amazing to look at. And I don't want to put it number 1 just because it's amazing to look at, even though that is a large part of it. But everything about it is great to me. I thought there was one little thing I didn't like about it, but I can't say it because it would be a spoiler, but it wasn't something that was a deal breaker at all for me as far as putting it number 1. My list, like I said, is largely comprised of things that I thought pushed the envelope or did something new or fresh. And that was Ripley for me. I hadn't seen anything like that on television before that looked like that. And that really blew me away. And I loved sitting in here when I'm in my garage. I turn the lights off when I'm watching shows. Watching that, it was a great experience, man. And that's what made me push it to number 1.
Awesome list, Solo and Mike. Fantastic. Gina, any final words before you depart?
Just that there's so much good TV coming out in 2025 that I think it'll be I think it'll be a good year. Like I'm hoping.
And then I'll probably hate it.
It'll be a better year than 2024. But I think there's just so many kind of season 3s, final seasons of various shows coming out. I think I think we're in for a good year. So fingers crossed and scraping on. And I'll let you guys finish wrapping up.
Thank you, Gina.
All right, thanks,
we'll
Gina.
talk to you
Gina.
soon. Great list. Is anyone else need to, now that we kind of have the door open, anyone else want to exit the party?
I also need to depart.
Cool.
The snow has fallen. The shoveling needs to begin.
Well, Julian, thank you so much for coming on again, buddy. We got to do another show again soon.
Yeah, I agree. I'll I want to do I want to bring on more guests this year onto TOB. So Axel, of course, I'll love to have you back.
open.
But anyone here, love to have you guys on. I'll talk with Axel. Maybe we can do a joint show or something like that. We'll
Love
see.
it.
But
Anytime. It was great talking to you again, Julian.
Yeah, likewise,
Julian,
Andy.
great to see you, man.
Thank you,
Joint Turtles
Julian.
sounds like
care.
Axel's favorite kind of show.
Take care,
all right,
buddy.
guys, take
All right,
care.
buddy.
Good to see you.
Bye-bye. That's great. All right. Thank
And
you
then
to
there were
Julian and Gina who have left the show. And now,
Axel?
go ahead, buddy.
Thank you. So I have my new categories for honorable mentions, as Andy did the
You could just say I stole them.
Right, he stole your idea before you even got to do it.
No,
I at least admitted it while I was doing it, so that makes it okay, right?
He footnote my findings.
Oh wait,
So-
Solo. Before you go, I have to show this
awesome.
picture. Look at this picture.
Bill and
Cobb-
Sawyer.
Sawyer.
He
Nice.
just posted this
Yo.
on Facebook. It's Bill
that's
Cava and
thought it was-
Sawyer.
I thought it was
that's
Steve
awesome.
Dodd at first. I'm like, who is that?
Sorry,
Cava
I
and
knew
Sawyer.
that would bring a smile to your face.
It did. And now down to the non-smile. So my solid as a rock
That's called a frown
shows
when
I've
you're not high.
solid as a rock, a past show that I watched. It was a new season that I loved. I give that to Slow Horses. Didn't make my top 10, but I wanted to fit it there. It was a bit slow, and I don't know if I loved Mr. Smith so much.
Yeah, that's
and
my big
That's
thing
probably
is-
what
is
brought
him.
it down for me. But it wasn't as good as the other seasons, but it's still, I enjoyed the hell out of it. So that's my solid as a rock. My most surprise that no one's talked about that was in my top 10 for a while and then moved out a couple months ago was the Netflix show Nobody Wants This.
Oh,
yeah.
fun.
I forgot to even put that in. Yeah, that's an honorable mention for me too.
I was so surprised how much
Wow,
I
Andy
enjoyed
pulled a
this.
Jenny.
Yep.
I
Andy
watched
pulled
that
a
show,
Jenny.
but I can't remember what it was about. I'm like
The
trying.
rabbi
about the-
and Kirsten's. The rabbi, remember?
She's a podcaster.
Oh yeah. That was
Yeah.
a good show. I don't know if I would have had it in my honorable mentions,
Yeah,
but I did enjoy it. Yeah,
It was
it was
creeping
fun.
towards my top 5 for a while, but then just other shows and everything, it just pushed it out. But I was so surprised how much I did enjoy that. And another show that was on Showtime with Rita Wilson, no, not Rita Wilson. What's Ruth Wilson? Is The Woman in the Wall. It's a mysterious. It's in it takes place in Ireland.
Top of the morning
It's got stuff to do with nuns and priests in a small town and
and then
all that,
diddling little
but-
kids.
yeah. But at first I was like,
All right.
at first
Well,
I was
that's
like,
what they
okay,
do.
this is
It is.
yeah. So first I was like, I don't know about this show, and then as it went on, I enjoyed it more and more, and it got deeper and deeper. So that's one
on
to check out.
Showtime, you said?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I haven't
I
heard
believe
of
it was a Showtime show.
Yeah.
And then my 2 disappointments that I was geared up for that let me down. The Tourist season 2, very disappointed in season 2. I really liked season 1, and season 2 kind of And then I was loving Monsieur Spade, and the finale fizzled for me.
Forgot about
Oh, man.
It ruined it for me. I
So
really was
that's-
enjoying it.
That's interesting because when I was going to go, I guess I can go now. But when I was going to read my honorable mentions, Monsieur Spade is in there, and what you're talking about, the ending, knocked it out of my top 10, but wasn't enough for me to say I don't want to mention this show because I found it to be a very, very enjoyable show.
It was.
But yes, the ending the ending fucked it for me, but not enough. Yeah. But not enough to say the experience. Not enough to say the experience isn't worth it. So I still enjoyed that show. I'll run through a few of my honorable mentions real quick. So the Penguin, that was one Julian mentioned. I thought Penguin is another one that kind of hovered around my top 10 and it just fell out.
Yeah, it almost made my top 10. It was there for a little bit. It was I think it's 12th I have.
It was really good, really enjoyable. Colin was great. It just fell out. The moment it fell out of my top 10 was after I watched the Shrinking finale. I was like, all right, Penguin.
Yeah.
But because I was kind of floating back and forth and I was like, nah, Shrinking gets it.
You know, my issue with Penguin, I thought visually it was awesome. Colin Farrell really enjoyed it. Even the ending where you're like to get reminded of who he is. But like when I'm thinking about it, I don't remember a lot of it. And I just watched it a month ago.
What's that?
I remember certain things.
Penguin.
Yeah. I
Solo?
like there's nothing that like hits me over the head. Like I mean that shot though, where someone's getting killed and you see the penguin blurred out, but he's moving because they're attacking. Like there's stuff like that that's amazing. It just, it's tough to do a villain show.
Julian's issue of Batman not being mentioned wasn't an issue for me at all. Like I almost kind of appreciated that.
Well, I think because Julian is a little bit more into the overall mythology of the whole world and such.
Yeah.
Maybe the world building.
I try to bring myself out of that now.
Me too.
Like I used to be like that with comic stuff. Like I used to be like that too. And it's like I don't want to bring expectations from comics into an entirely different medium.
Of course.
So I just want to look at it like, let me watch the TV show that they want to show me and not bring in expectations from the comics. Yeah. So like I almost appreciated the fact that Batman wasn't mentioned.
I learned that from Axel.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Jenny.
Let the TV show be its thing, and let the book or whatever be its thing.
That's the way I felt.
The other thing about
it, I very well may have.
When we talked about Penguin, I talked about it briefly too, and I said the only reason I liked it was because of Colin Farrell. I was wrong on that. Christine Milioti is also awesome in that show.
Freaking awesome.
Like Solo, when you were saying you couldn't remember anything, I'm trying to think while you're talking. I'm like, God, do I remember anything? And I remember the episode with her, like her backstory episode was one of the best episodes this season.
There you go. That was
Penguin
awesome.
was a great show.
No, and even down to the water. The flooding and how they tied that in and stuff.
It felt like the movie.
It was very solid. It's just not enough.
Can I say something?
But it's on the fringe.
Can I say what I think it is, Solo? This is what Perry and I thought the same thing. It should have been like 5 episodes. It was too long.
It was a little long.
You're right
it was
on that.
so stuffed with
too much fat.
It had way too much fat, but the good stuff on it was prime rib.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Prime rib.
She was
what?
great.
That's what
he was great. The world building was great. I actually thought, I know other people, I liked that Batman movie, but I actually thought that the Penguin was more effective to me than the Batman movie. Maybe not, I shouldn't say better, but more effective to me. But it was
because they can concentrate on a smaller set.
And then they should have. It should have been like 5 hours. It would have been better.
Yeah. But no, it's still a great show. I really enjoyed it.
But that's why, I wanted to mention that because, I wanted to mention the absence of I'm like, Jenny got a question?
No. After she takes her blood pressure.
Well, I was about to say, after she
and I almost said when Julian was leaving and said he had to shovel snow, that's what made this tendinitis flare up. Shoveling snow.
I was shoveling snow right before we started.
My arm hurt.
You guys are so lucky. I wish I was shoveling snow.
Axel was sniffing snow.
Can I also add something that I did actually forget from my honorable mention? Is that okay?
I do have 20 more, so hurry up. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. I'll hear them.
No, I'm just kidding.
Please, no.
Just let it record.
Since Jenny had a movie in her list, I did actually have a movie in my honorable mention, which I forgot to mention, which is, of course, maybe my favorite movie of the year, which is the Yacht Rock documentary on HBO.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know me.
I'm your your brother. Yeah, baby.
I need to watch that.
Oh, it's
good.
great.
It's really good.
Yeah,
I did hear you talking about it, and I am interested in watching it.
It was so good because you don't even have to love yacht rock. If you love kind of history documentaries, you'll love it because it really tells a story, a history of it. It's not I really thought it was going to be one of these cheesy pop-up video where like stupid people were like, I love yacht rock, but it wasn't like that. It was like a serious examination.
Oh, that's Freedom Rock.
We used to say that to, dude. We used to say that to Aaron all the time. When he was leaving, we used to be like, Freedom Rock, turn it up.
So
Aaron does that great too.
Randomly, 7th or 8th grade, me and my friend Julie at lunch would like perform the Freedom Rock commercial.
Oh, that's classic. I want to see that TV show.
Man, is that Freedom Rock? Yeah, man, well, turn it up.
And then I used to be able to sing.
I was born rambling.
You can sing every song when they came, like you knew the order.
Freedom Rock.
All right, so couple.
What else you got, Mike?
Oh yeah, ones that were already discussed that I'll just name off and I won't talk about was True Detective, Night Country, Baby Reindeer. Nobody really talked about. I don't think it was on any list, but Hack season 3.
Black
honorable
Doves. Mention for me. Yep.
Okay,
Same.
Black Doves, Day of the Jackal, The Agency, which wasn't mentioned.
Okay, real quick with The Agency. I was debating because we haven't finished it yet.
Right, and it didn't finish till 2025.
But The Agency, first off, in love with The Agency. I was blown away. I'm like, this is what I want. I've been wanting to watch The Bureau for a long time, and I'm going to.
Me too.
But I will say the relationship aspect of Fassbender and Turner Smith knocked it down a little bit for me. I felt it was just I know it just I don't know. That's where I've stalled a little bit, but I do enjoy it. Like when it's on, I'm like, oh, we got to watch it.
It's slow.
It's another one like burn. Shogun that, it's another one like Shogun that I thought it got off to a little bit of a rocky start, and rocky not in a way like I didn't think it was good. I just felt like watching it. It's hard to describe it. It felt a little. Almost like the scenes were out of order almost. Like it was difficult to follow the multiple storylines that they were setting up in like the first couple of episodes. Once I kind of got adjusted with the storylines that it was laying out, and it got adjusted with those storylines and it was moving forward, then it got progressively better. I thought each episode was better than the previous one. I thought the finale was really, really, really good.
Was the finale out already?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I got to go watch that now.
Yeah, we got a couple episodes left of The Agency.
Oh, okay. So
I get confused when they drop because I have it through Paramount Plus or whatever.
Me too.
I think Friday was it dropped.
Oh, today's Saturday.
Oh, today's Saturday.
Right.
So
should be there today.
Yeah. So I watched it Thursday night, like after midnight.
Okay.
So that's why. Yeah. So it feels older to me than it is, but the finale I thought set up. Like I thought the storyline this season was just kind of okay. Like it was a really, really well done show, but the actual like story that it was telling, I thought was like it was fine. Like I wasn't just like, oh man, I'm really interested in where this. It was like, all right, it's good, whatever.
Yeah.
The finale set up for the next season is way more compelling to me than anything that I saw this season. And I'm like, man, it's getting better and better and better.
Wow. I felt that. I agree with you. You put it very well and succinctly. It took a while for them to kind of figure out how to lay it out, and it wasn't even until like I think we have like 2 episodes, so I guess like 2 or 3 left, and I said to my wife, oh, now I get kind of where they're going with this and why this other woman is even Iran, why is this here, and it's like, oh, it's renewed for season 2. One thing I do really appreciate, I have to say, about Michael Fassbender, what a man, that guy does not have any Botox. and he does not care how close they get to his face. And that's actually quite refreshing in Hollywood today, because I am fucking sick of the Botox. Like, everybody fucking has Botox. I'm not talking about, this is not about women. This is about men, everybody, children, dogs. Everything has Botox now. There is not a wrinkle on television, and his face is so wrinkly and pockmarked, and I love looking at it on TV. That's all I have to say.
Well, that was a Botox rant. I like it.
It's good to see a real face.
More and I'll be done. So Monsieur Spade I mentioned already. Presumed Innocent was in my honorable mentions.
Fun.
I don't know if you guys watched that.
Was good.
Oh, J.K. Gilly.
That was fun.
Yep, that was in my honorable mentions. Phantasmus. Did any of you guys watch that?
Oh, the HBO. That was the guy who did Los Spookies, right?
Yes, him. Julio something. It's a very weird show, like bordering on surrealism. Weird.
That's what I've heard. Yeah, I watched a bit of the first episode.
It's not like oh man, this show is incredible. But it was another thing where every time it dropped, I was like compelled to watch it. I'm like, I just want to watch this again, because just like the experience of watching it was fun for me. Like, so it's like it's kind of hard to describe. It's impossible to describe the show, but it's not something that I would be like, oh man, this is a great show. But it was so unique and such an experience to watch, and I always made sure I was high before I watched it. It was fun. So like that was a really enjoyable experience for me, was watching that show. And then what the last one is something that's always going to be in my honorable mentions whenever there's a season of it. Love on the Spectrum, season 2 for the U.S. version. I love Love on the Spectrum. It's my one reality show that's on here. I know Gina watches it as well.
Me too.
Yeah, I love that show. Heartfelt show. I always love it. Makes me happy. Whoever it was, that I think it was Andy, that was saying that, we need more kindness in the world. And like that show is what scratches that itch for me. Yeah. Like seeing something positive that makes you feel good, and people who are just kind people and having heartwarming experiences. It just makes me feel good, and that's why that's the main reason I love it. I watch it and I'm just like, it's nice to see nice people doing nice things and being kind to one another.
Yeah. I
like a Three Body Problem.
Yeah.
No,
you know what?
No one mentioned Three Body Problem.
No one did mention that.
No.
I
But you know what?
actually enjoyed that show mostly.
Me too.
It was weird.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too.
I thought it was fine.
Weird.
I thought it was fine. I initially liked
Wasn't
what it was
top
going
10.
for. I respect what it was going for, but it just wasn't working for me.
Yeah.
I'm surprised nobody talked about Dark Matter either. I thought some people would like that.
That was fun. I liked it.
No, I liked it. I just didn't love it.
It just wasn't good enough for me to be an honorable mention.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was with that one too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
A lot of TV.
I enjoyed it though.
A lot of stuff. All right. Just enjoying the silence.
Okay, Simon.
Does anyone
and Garfunkel.
Mike, you know what? I like that sentiment too, because we had so many years of these kind of male anti-hero shows, you know what I'm saying? And they kind of did that, right? Like,
You want a weird recommend for me?
Oh, good. Yeah, let's hit it.
Weird recommend was the Decameron from Netflix. A friend of mine recommended me to watch it, and when I first started watching the first episode, it's kind of spoofy. It's like
I watched about 10 minutes of this, and I'm like, I don't think I can do this, and I switched it to something else.
So the first episode was hard. It was hard for me to. Yes, I was right there with you, Andy. And I wasn't paying enough attention, and I was about 15 or 20 minutes in, and I was like, I don't know what is going on. So I turned it off, and I was like, I'll try this again when I am willing to pay attention. I tried it again. The end of the first episode is the hook. So you just got to get to
I
the
definitely
first
didn't get to the
episode.
hook.
The hook is there, and it's like, oh, now I have to watch this. But it's set during like the plague in England, and it's kind of comedic, spoofy, and it's like there's this girl, and she's a serving girl, and like her master is like dying of the plague, and so his daughter is going off to the countryside so she doesn't die of the plague, and these other people are going off into the countryside, and it just all converges in this this place and these people are ridiculous, and it's a very entertaining. I wouldn't say it's quite an honorable mention, but it was a weird, funny watch. The first episode, though, was really hard for me to get through. But at the end, there's a hook, and it's like, oh, okay, now I need to see what happens next. And then you start getting more attached to the characters. So
okay,
interesting. That reminds me of that Hulu show, The Great. Which is kind of
I loved The Great. I was so sad that they canceled it.
That's interesting.
It was floundering a little towards the end, and I didn't appreciate that they did what they did with Nicholas at the end. I mean, I knew he had to go, but I feel like it shouldn't have gone then.
All right.
I can give you guys a little quick one-off right now, too. It's early 2025, but I already have a 2025 honorable mention. American Primeval on Netflix. It's not going to be it's not a top 10 show, but I can already after watching it, I'm like it's going to stay in my honorable mentions. That was a really good show.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that's pretty brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mike's like,
Yeah.
as he prepares for his MMA battle this evening.
Right, exactly. I'm like, that's supposed to be a deterrent. It is not, but not gratuitously so.
Well, I love
authentically so. Authentically so.
Yeah.
You know
what else that nobody mentioned that I thought maybe somebody would slip in somewhere? Mayor of Kingstown. Is anybody close to putting that on a list?
No, I mean, you guys know we like that
number
show.
21, number 21 on my list.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it, but it wasn't close to my.
I'm
my
more
top
looking
21
forward to next year because they ended a lot of things that I wasn't, and I think a lot of people weren't happy with. A couple characters not come back, and I'll be happy that they don't. Yeah, I'm glad that a couple people aren't coming back. So maybe season 4 will be on my list again. You know, a little more Bunny, little less Iris.
Yeah.
And I still love the show. And Eon.
Oh, we
and
love
I
Eon.
will say, for Taylor Sheridan, I feel like we picked the right show because it's the show he's least involved with. It's not his show. And I think that his involvement in it has been good because he brings people into it, but he doesn't have to write it. Like Perry watched Landman and she just binged it. She was sick. And I would look, a new episode would start. I was like, this motherfucker wrote another episode and directed another episode. Like, no wonder you can't. It's just, he used to have the
I do have to
it.
speak for Landman because I did.
Oh no, I was going to say, can we talk about Landman?
Oh, how about Landman?
I do have to go.
Husband,
you can, if you want to talk about it. I'm gonna.
Okay,
I
Solo.
gotta say goodbye.
We love you, Solo.
Bye, Solo.
Love you.
Love you guys.
Thank you,
Great
buddy.
show.
Yep.
Landman for life.
Billy Bob.
I am
BBT,
actually.
BBT.
I'm not a big fan of Billy Bob, but I mean, he does do some decent acting, and the show, I've not hated it. It is violent and whatever, like Sheridan shows are, but my husband works in oil and gas, and so I watched the first episode, then had waited to watch any more to see if he wanted to watch it with me, so we watched it together, and he does say that they've got a lot of the stuff pretty accurate, though some of the stuff, like at the beginning, where the way that the guy from Sons of Anarchy and the Mayans, Marcus, he's in the beginning, he's in the first episode, and he, spoiler alert, dies. But the way that he dies, my husband was like, that's ridiculous. You would never do that way. That would never happen. But a lot of the other stuff, like he can confirm that actually is fairly accurate to what happens out there. So Billy Bob's wife, the character's wife, she is over the top, but they picked the best actress in the world to play the daughter because, man, they really could be mother and daughter because their behavior, their personalities are so very similar.
Do you know who she
And
is,
it's
Jenny?
Who is the daughter or
Yeah.
the mother?
The daughter.
Not off the top. No.
Okay, the woman.
I think I have heard something, but
she is the sister of a finalist on The Bachelor. Her sister was the woman who Colton, who was the guy who jumped the fence and then came out as gay a year later. He picked this girl.
Well, that's a hell of an acting pedigree to have.
He picked this girl, Cassie. Then he kind of, she broke up with him and he kind of stalked her, and she put all these protective orders against him. And then it turned out that he was acting that way because he was gay and he was having trouble dealing with it. And then he came out and blah, all this, but that's her story, but that's her sister. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Just
well,
I
I have thought it was pretty interesting. The son's story is a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Not extravagant, but like extra. It's like a little too much, like
overly
to me,
dramatic.
like
Man,
but
people's opinion on this show be all over the place, man.
Yeah.
Like,
What do you think?
you show the show to 5 different people, you're gonna get 5 different opinions.
I don't hate the show.
crazy.
I mean, it's not like my favorite show or anything. It didn't make my list, and it won't. I don't think it will for 2025 because a lot of it played this year too.
So here's my thing about this show. It has probably everything that's bad about Taylor Sheridan's stuff. Like, it's overly preachy. It's like so stupid at times, like especially the stuff with the mother and the daughter. Like, it's like really bad.
It's entertaining,
but it's so goddamn entertaining. And like
the nursing home, man, the nursing home.
I hate how much I check for a new episode of that show every week. Like, every week I'm like, man, every week I couldn't wait to watch that shit. Yeah. And I'm like, there's some like really there's some stuff I just do not like. I'm like, man, I wish he would just cut this portion out. But like the stuff with the son, I think is really fucking good. And like,
so I think it's good that they're doing it too, but I think that they're overdoing it. Like, I feel like it's a little too much too soon. Like, I feel like they did it too fast.
And then what you were saying, what your husband was saying about the authenticity, like the oil stuff, like it gives me the same vibes that I had when I first started watching Yellowstone, where I was kind of like, I've never seen people who live this life before. Mm-hmm. So like, I'm enjoying seeing this side of life that I've never seen before. Like, wow, there's people who live like this. I've never seen this before. Yeah. Like, that's how I feel about this show now. It's like, I like watching the oil scenes, even though they'll be like long and drawn out and shit. But I like watching them because I'm like, well, I don't know what people who live this life live like. So like, this is interesting to me. But god damn, it's so stupid sometimes. And
and then when Billy Bob gets hit in the face, when he has the bag over his head and he gets hit in the face with the pipe wrench several times, and then he comes off and he just has like 2 little cuts, his jaw would have been broken. He'd have been lucky to not have his cheekbones broken.
And then he is like, you can't take your eyes off the screen anytime he's on. He's great. It's a Billy Bob Thornton role. Like, it's a thing where like nobody else could play it like this. It's a role that's built for him. It's perfect for him. He's great in it. Like, it's so watchable, but then like so dumb at times, and it's frustrating that it's like it's so close to being good.
Well,
it's so close, but it's also very far because a lot of
it's entertaining though. It is definitely entertaining.
Guys, I gotta put a cap on this. My recorder's about to run out, and my food has just arrived.
Anyway. We can wrap up anyway.
I'll probably end up watching Landman while I build Lego, but I'm going to check out Industry first.
Yeah.
Before Landman. But hey, listen, I want to thank Julian, Gina, Heath, Jenny, Mike, Andy, and Axel, who is me, and everyone who watched us on Facebook or is listening to this podcast. We are at about 2.5 or so, 2 hours and 40 minutes. We had a lot of fun times. Thanks everyone for being patient. And Andy and I are going to be back, I think, this week. We're going to do lists from the Facebook page and lists that got sent to us.
Yeah, I think we got almost 20 lists total. So
wow.
If people want to keep posting stuff, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll go over.
Well, that includes the 5 or 6 of us, but...
Yeah, I sent you my list so you would have it for your record keeping because I know you keep records.
Yeah, because Andy's going to do like have some.
Yeah, I sent it to Andy.
Too.
I didn't even send it to you, Axel.
Do you want me to send you mine, Andy, or were you taking notes during the?
You know what? Why don't you send it to me if you have it in a file or something? I was taking notes, but then I don't miss anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that too, Andy. I'll do that right now. So thanks everybody for listening. This has been fantastic. Another year down. On to a next year. We wish you a happy one. Thanks again for listening, and peace out.